is outstanding. How about those Raiders, man? If you're late for work, if you're out of shape, you're not knowing what to do, you're gonna never, ever be able to live with yourself. So you guys got a chance to do some good things.
The Raiders have won the AFC West.
Those fans at Oakland, they're unlike any others. And I get emotional thinking about it.
Look, happy holidays, Raider Nation nationwide. Let's go. Get some.
Hey, what's up, Raider Nation? I'm Hardcore Raider. This is the Hardcore Raider Nation podcast. We're going to have a great video for you guys. We got Raider Critique up in here, Raider Dave, Bobby Wasabi from Pillaging Podcast, and then we got SC Raider up in here, man. How's everybody doing? How you guys been?
Doing great, brother. Happy Tuesday night, everybody.
Doing good, doing good.
Good times,
Not bad.
Right on. Well, before we get into, some other stuff, I just want to say I made a promise a while back to any of the subs that stayed true to the Hardcore Raider Nation podcast. This platform was created to bring other Raider content creators together, but fans as well, but to bring unity to Raider Nation. And I made a promise that at 500 subs, I was going to do a giveaway for hitting that mark. We've been kind of, we work a lot and stuff, so we haven't had a chance to do a show in a while. But here's the deal. We ain't going to do it this show, but we're going to do like a lottery pool of anybody that comments in the video. First, you got to be subscribed. Second, you got to comment in the video, and your name is going to be in the pool for a raffle, or not a raffle. You're going to win a Devonte Adams jersey, and I'll pay for shipping. So, again, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, okay? And not just in the live chat, leave a comment like in the video. And anybody that leaves a comment, you're going to be entered in the chance to win a Devonte Adams jersey. So I'm trying to give back, hold true to my word. So make sure you guys do that. And then here, probably in a few weeks, I'll do the giveaway. I want to give people a chance because we ain't done some videos in a while. But, again, this platform was created to bring unity to Raider Nation. None of us are ever going to have the same opinion on this platform, no matter who comes on. Everybody has a right to their opinion and freedom of speech. All I ask is that everybody is respectful, and that's always been this platform. So that's what this platform is based off of. So if you're joining us, we appreciate it. We're going to come in hot and heavy. Everybody's got an opinion, and we're just going to get right into it. But before we do that, let's just go around the table real quick. We'll start with Raider Dave, and then we'll go to Bobby Wasabi. Tell everybody who you are, kind of, a little bit about yourself and how they can find you.
What's up, Raider Nation? I'm Raider Dave, straight out of Southern California here in the IE, baby. We're looking for win number 1 here in week 4, man. So I need a hashtag in the comments. Everybody in the chat, let's get a hashtag. Beat the Broncos this Sunday, man. Let's get that going. But I'm fired up already, man. I'm over the last 3 weeks. It's Tuesday. It's on to a new one, man. And I'm fired up, man. The whole goal, get number 4, baby. Get number 4. Never lose hope with number 4, man. Because 2002, we were going for number 4, man. We still want to get number 4. So let's get it, baby. Let's get it, Raider Nation. Get pumped up. Get jacked up for this week. It's Broncos. That's what I'm saying.
Hell yeah.
I love that
Bobby,
intensity.
Love it. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get loud. Let's get loud. Let's get in somebody's eardrum, dude. The Broncos. This Sunday,
everybody
man.
should know
Let
who
them
Bobby
know.
Wasabi is. Hell yeah. Everybody should know who Bobby Wasabi is, but if they don't, we got a special guest from Pillaging Podcast. Bobby, tell everybody who you are, man.
Oh, my name is Bobby Wasabi, and I am the man that will ruin your tailgate by bringing the chorizo that, if you don't know how to cook it right, will burn down the next tailgate.
That's
and I had those chips out there that were quite delicious, and some people got a sneaky chip out there that was that ghost pepper stuff, man. So, oh yeah, good times, man. But I just been out here trying to see what we can do, trying to trust the process, man. Because what can I say? But it's all right. Recentered and try to get that W, man. Shake it off. have to have that short-term memory all the time, man. Just get that W next week every time. Always go for W's.
Hell yeah, love it. Raider critique, man. How about yourself, brother?
Well, if you know who I am and you know where to find me, you're already here. So, anyway, man, welcome to the Raider Critique for the Hardcore Raider Nation podcast, sponsored and brought to you by Hardcore Raider right here on the Hardcore Raider YouTube channel. If you know who I am, you obviously know I've been pounding the table about how this team is just not playing with the spunk and the tenacity that they had last year. And, well, it looks like I get to do pretty much my whole spiel with a couple of old friends and then a couple of new friends that I've met also right here on YouTube, where the old school meets the new school with SC Experience right here. Why don't you tell them more about you? They already know about me.
Yo, I'm SC Experience, man. I'm representing the younger generation out here, man. I'm of course from SoCal. That's the SC Experience name. You know, SC SoCal. You feel me? I'm over here in the 626. But shout out to everybody, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. Hey, this it's been a wild ride so far in the last 3 weeks, man. Even in the preseason and the off season, but you know, I still have faith out here, man. If there's one team that could do it and bounce back, is this team, and we've seen it last year, especially in the last few years. The last 2 decades. For me, of course, if everybody knows, I'm 21 years old. So in all my life, the Raiders have been up and down most of the times, but I've been a silver and black, repping the silver and black all the time. You know, Raider Nation till I die, regardless. So yeah, hey, let's beat the Donkeys. Let's get this W. Let's bounce back, and I appreciate you guys having me on, man. I'm ready.
Hell yeah, man. Let's get it. All right, got some guys up in the chat. We got Blake, aka Fred. Scroll down here. Terrence, Gabriel, Cool Kev. Who else we got up in here?
Those are all our dudes right there, bro.
Herman. Yeah.
Freddie B up in the chat.
Everybody join us, man. Thank you guys. Much love. Remember, leave a comment so you can get a fucking chance to win a Devonte Adams jersey. Can't say it enough, you know, but all right, so even if you're watching this after the fact. All right, so let's get into it. Let's kind of just talk about the season, you guys, man. Let's kind of go over these last 3 games, the last game. Let's open up with Bobby, man. I want to get your opinion, Bobby. What do you think about the Raiders, how we went into the season, where we're at right now, and just kind of these last 3 games and your opinion of this team, and then maybe, you know, something moving forward as well?
Well, obviously, you know, we can't rely on the preseason. Preseason is always a wild card, and yeah, we won games with, you know, our backups and stuff like that, and it gave me hope, thinking that all right, cool, our second stringers are going to be able to hang in there. I can't wait to see what our first stringers do. And starting off, man, it's just been I'm not going to lie to you. It honestly feels like McDaniels is somehow found that green notebook that Gruden had all his plays on, and he's just kind of running some of those plays, man, because it's just like, where's the urgency to get out there sometimes, man? It's like, how come you don't take off fast? If you're taking off fast, why are you, you know, letting off the gas, man? And that's the one thing that just really frustrates the hell out of me. I was a little bit taken back by a lot of people criticizing the defense when I was like, man, it's the defense is trying to hang in there as best as they can. It's the offense, man, that's not doing it so well. You see the offensive line trying to get a little bit better now, man, but unfortunately something is not clicking right, man. And Devonte Adams, you know, you could see it in his face, man. He's a professional through and through. And when you see the guy that's up there being frustrated at what's going on, man, the process is really hard to follow. But at the same time, somebody said that McDaniels is definitely not the same culture as what the Raiders have been for a long time. They said that they brought the New England, you know, culture, whatever, that whole thing. And I'll tell you like this. Sometimes some of us need some of that rigor, man. We need something to kind of keep us straight, because we'll go out there just, off the cuff and just do a bunch of dumb shit off the season or on the field. And that's not what we need. We need people focused on their job, man. And I feel like what's going on with McDaniels is that he started doing that, but somewhere along the line, he lost his way. He's not doing what he was supposed to do. The plan somehow just veered off, man. And the players, I feel like they're dumbfounded, man, because you'll see the offense clicking 1 minute and then you don't see the defense being able to hold off, man. And everybody's here to blame, but at the same time, I feel like we have to trust that process, man. And it sucks having to keep repeating that stupid phrase, man, because I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I've never liked it, man. But there's no better way of saying it, man. You have to just grit your teeth and try to go with it and see what happens, man. We can't be reactionary and just try to, fire every coach that we see, because if not, that carousel continues, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good take. I mean, the Patriots' old coach, or still their coach, but I think he was like 5-11 or something, so even Bill didn't do good his first season, but I'll give my take in a little bit, but all right, I want to move on to the next person, but before we do, I want to say what's up, Jack Bauer, dude. He's a diehard Raider fan, dude. Been in here, same with Southside Raider. Got some old cats up in here, dude. I know some of these guys, they check out all of us. Ivan up in here, and then Rod Gass. So I'll keep repeating it because I know we got some new guys popping in here. Devonte Adams giveaway. Leave a comment in the comments of the video. You can do the live chat, but after the video or whatever, and your name will be entered in the pool to win a Devonte Adams jersey. All right, let's move on to SC Raider, man. What do you think about the season, dude? How you feeling right now? And give your take on everything. What's going on, dude?
Yeah, it doesn't feel good being 0-3, right? I had higher expectations in the first few games, but at the same time, I knew going into the season, especially after the preseason was too good to be true. The 4-0, that didn't really matter at the end of the day. We were there just to evaluate players, and heading into the season, and you see us losing by only one possession on each game. It's like, damn, we keep beating ourselves at the end of the day, right? So, in all honesty, you could tell this team is not gelled yet. And I knew having a new head coach and a new coaching staff in general, it was going to do that exactly. And that's what you see on the field, right? Surprisingly, we haven't gotten blown out technically, and I guess you could say it's hard to get positives out of being on 3, but those are some positives as we've been beating ourselves, and the team hasn't been better than us, in my opinion. But overall, I feel like with Josh McDaniels and the way he is, I always knew that he was gonna have a rough time coming back in head coaching because he hasn't been a coach since about a decade ago. Of course with the Denver Broncos, right? So he still has a lot of things to learn. He stated that he's trying to win, that he's trying to learn how to win, whatever that means, right? And hopefully he could win soon because I don't think they're gonna take him out of his position, but I do think that things need to turn around because we got all the talent in the world. When you look at this team on paper, it's better than what 0-3 presents. But it's too early to really call fully what's going to happen during the season. But hopefully Josh McDaniels could take it around. I could tell a lot of people are out of sync. You see Adams, especially last game, Adams and Waller not on the same page, running the same route. You see Carr rating. It kind of looks like Josh McDaniels' play calling is kind of established on one guy. And that's where you see Derek Carr kind of look at one guy only. But that's just my assessment on the play calling. But I feel like overall, this team is better than what it presents, and I really do feel like I still have a little positivity, a little bit of a hope still because it's still early. That McDaniels could turn it around, but overall, I think this team is better than what the record says, and it's only a matter of time that they switch it around. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when will this beast unleash. Like the silent beast. This is what I call this team overall. So. We'll see what happens. I'm just hoping they could turn it around, and I really do think it starts with this week.
Raider critique, man. Let's hear you, and then Dave, you'll go next.
We need to do something. 0-3. We gave up the biggest lead in franchise history at 20 points. The team is definitely not gelling together because if they were, they would be doing as good as we thought they were going to be doing during the offseason when we were boasting and putting this team on a pedestal like we never have before. And I've been here on YouTube for a minute, man. This is what we were doing. I'm sure all
I think he muted himself.
I guess I did mute myself. My bad. Where did I leave off?
I thought you were saying essentially it's not good enough, but
essentially it's not good enough, but I can tell you why. You know, I mean, we all were like boasting about how we got Devonte Adams in here. And we were all just like, wow, dude, this is going to be it. Like, we finally have a number one wide receiver. But then we started seeing all the offseason moves, how we did not bolster the offensive line. We came in there and we tried to run with the same scrubs that we had last year. Except for the problem is that we don't have Rich Bisaccia pushing them anymore. You got a new head coach in Josh McDaniels who really has not gotten his feet wet, except for the debacle in Denver that he had. You know, this team has got a lot to go over, but it's not like that we don't have the talent to flip it around. Luckily for us, there's 18 weeks in this season alone. So dropping 3 games right off the bat might not be as detrimental as it would be in the past. You know, the only thing I can hope for is that Darren Waller's got to learn how to catch. 3 years, $51 million. All right. This dude needs to learn how to catch. You know, you don't get that kind of money and drop the ball on the goal line. And the same thing with Derek Carr, man. You don't throw in triple coverage looking down one receiver on a 2-point conversion that is a must need to go into overtime. I felt like it was a lot of miscues, and I feel like it falls a lot on the players, and not only just the players, but the coaching staff as well, because our offensive starters did not even play in the fucking preseason. How are they supposed to get a new scheme under a new coach with a new offensive coordinator without getting live reps? You know, it's just the small mistakes that this organization and this team and this coaching staff is making that's holding us back. We fix those, and there ain't going to be a single solitary team out there that's going to be able to stop us. But we got to fix it first.
So right on, I'll just jump in. Yeah, I agree. McDaniels, I mean, this whole team, as far as the entire 0-3 problem that we're facing right now, I mean, you got Josh McDaniels installing a new system, you know what I mean? Very similar, you know, they got the dink and dunk, passes involved, you know, a lot of crosser routes, a lot of short and intermediate routes. But what I'm stumped on with this 0-3 start is I see one of the better Raider rosters I've ever seen, you know, that Dave Ziegler and McDaniels put together this offseason, man. I mean, this is one hell of a roster. I know they're shaky at offensive line. I know Chandler Jones is not, you know, he's looking like he's just going through the motions out there, but he is your perennial pass rusher and that, you know, coming off that edge. But when it comes to like guys like Devonte Adams, I mean, I'm a huge Tim Brown fan. Huge Tim Brown, one of my favorite all-time receivers because he caught the ball in traffic, caught the ball in the middle. But I'm watching Devonte Adams, and this guy can catch anything, man. This guy's one of the better receivers I've ever seen on the Raider roster. And I'm just shocked, man, that we're not lighting teams up. We were lighting teams up in the past, man. I mean, putting up, you know, what was it in 2020? We put up about 26 points a game, just what you need to win NFL games. We got our points on the table. We were winning football games. Man, I really think, you know, just like SC Raider, I'm going to kind of jump off that. This team does need to gel. But they gotta come out with that urgency, just like Bobby Wasabi. That's actually what I've been saying the last 5 years with Derek Carr himself. He's got to play with urgency, high tempo. That's why Aaron Rodgers and these other quarterbacks early in their years were so successful, because they ran a hurry-up offense. It's not the prettiest thing in the world in the NFL to run a hurry-up, high-tempo offense, but what it does, it creates urgency. It keeps everybody on the same page and everybody in a panic mode where you must catch the ball. You must bring that pass in and get that TD. You must win games and on to the next week. And it's one of those things, man, and momentum is how you build things in the NFL. You want to get momentum at the right time in the season, and then, you know, let that lead you into the playoffs. Good thing for us, the division's a little shaky. Russell Wilson doesn't look too good in Denver right now. I'm giving Josh McDaniels I'm going to give him a huge vote of confidence this Sunday, man. Facing his former team, he had a horrible experience in Denver. That was a shitty experience he had in Denver. I'll give him that. And he was a disaster as a head coach in Denver. But coming this week, man, you could flip the script, man. You could get that bit of momentum that you need, get that spark, man. And because once again, overall, I am pleased with the organization. They got a new stadium. They got sellout crowds. Everything you need financially, everything structured in place. You got Dave Ziegler. I like Dave Ziegler a lot. I love what he did this offseason. I love the draft picks. You name it. Now, don't get me wrong. Big fan of Reggie McKenzie here. I'm a fan of Reggie McKenzie. But Mark Davis has the right general manager in place. You know, how they go forward with this, it's going to come with those tough moves, man. If Josh McDaniels gets axed at the end of the year, I know that sounds really soon, but I'm just saying there's going to be some tough decisions, as always, running an NFL organization. But, man, I'm just thinking I'm giving this team a vote of confidence, man. We can get that W, man. Things could change. Not going to get ahead of myself on it, but once again, there's a lot of pieces in place, man. And Josh Jacobs looks good in the run game. I think you got to feed him a little bit more in this run game and definitely control some clock. They showed us in that third quarter, what was it, against Tennessee, that they took 7 minutes off the clock. And unfortunately, that only led to a freaking field goal. And one more time, shout out to our kicker, Daniel Carlson. Hell of a kicker, man. But one thing I'll say from a mental standpoint, though, I'll just kind of close it with this. What disappointed me in the Arizona game was our punter was he was there for the coin toss. I thought, what kind of message does that send to the opposing team? Why is your punter out there, calling the, like, I know he's a team captain. I get it. But I was just like, what are we trying to tell is that the mentality we're trying to tell the Arizona Cardinals? Hey, we're ready to punt. We're ready to lose this game. I mean, I don't know. I just didn't get that one in overtime a couple weeks ago. But anyway, there's plenty to build on this team. They got a talented roster, man. You just got to get it done.
Man, I love you guys, dude. You guys make me feel happy because I'm really fucking pissed off right now.
Well, it's Tuesday.
I'm just
Tuesday.
Gonna
you got to get over it on
real,
Tuesday.
dude. Because I ain't holding back no punches. But I love all you guys.
There's nothing wrong with being pissed off.
West Side Media up in here. Dell Jr. Raider 7528. Those are some OGs right there. Appreciate you guys. I'll just repeat it again.
Dell Jr., man, I ain't seen Dell Jr. in a minute, bro.
I know, dude. That's what I'm saying. Raider 7528. Both those guys are OGs. And Dell Jr. Hey. Devonte Adams giveaway for the 500 sub mark I hit way long time ago. We're going to do a giveaway. Leave a comment in the video after it's done. I'm going to remind everybody because I know we got people popping in and out. Leave a comment, even if it's fuck you, Hardcore Raider. I don't give a fuck. I'll still put your ass in the fucking giveaway. All right, so here's the deal, dude. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to go back because I try to look at everything in broad perspective, right? I'm going to take this shit back as much painful as it is, and people don't want to fucking think about it, right? We had John Gruden come on. It was not a rebuild team, right? It was not a rebuild team. We all bought into it. They brought in Antonio Clown, okay, for the Hard Knocks show. I don't think the Raiders were ever going to sign that motherfucker. I think that was all a fucking clown show to sell tickets and to keep us looped in. Maybe even John Gruden was part of that clown show to sell tickets for the transition to Vegas. Nevertheless, we had high hopes. That this is the reality. I'm tired of fucking excuses. We had high hopes for this team, and I'm not going to hold back. So if you want someone to hold back, you're listening to the wrong fucking dude. But we had high hopes. This team was supposed to be good. And then we fucking tanked, we sucked ass, and we accepted it as Raider fans. We went from commitment to excellence to commitment to mediocrity. And that I have a fucking problem with. We make the transition to Vegas. Oh, Carr needs to get with Gruden. We need a number one wide receiver. We need to do all this shit. He just needs more time. He needs more time. He needs more time. Like, shit don't fucking happen. Year 3 of Gruden, or last year, we're 3-0, right? And then Bears games come, and then all of a sudden Gruden's shit can. Was this play calling dog shit? Yeah, I will say a lot of times it was predictable. Oh, we got the Raiders. They're going to run. We got the fucking Kansas City Chiefs dudes fucking in the secondary laughing at us because they know what Derek Carr is going to call and literally picking us off left and right kind of thing, for years, right? We're like laughing stock of some of the secondaries that knew our schemes and shit, dude. They could almost pick the play before Derek Carr picked the play. And that I have a problem with. So John Gruden was predictable. All right. Now the flip side of that take, we have Josh McDaniels. Now he's not calling a run when you would think they would run the ball. He's passing it, and yeah, it's not always executed properly. But at least he's mixing the shit up. We were tired of John Gruden's fucking predictable play calling. Now we're getting something at least they wouldn't expect. The problem is fucking execution. And Gruden hit the nail on the head. And let's rewind this shit back to the early 2000s, right? Because this is really important. How did John Gruden get the nickname Chucky? Anybody tell me how fucking John Gruden got the nickname Chucky, please. Because we lost games in the last 2 minutes of the game. We kept losing games in the last 2 to 4 minutes of the game. And John Gruden got to a point where he was so pissed off, he was going to fucking kill somebody. And that's where because he had to, because nobody else on the team besides maybe Rich Gannon would step up to the plate and tell this team it's not over until it's over. And John Gruden, the persona of Chucky, yeah, it was amplified and whatever, to a high degree, like a sales ticket or something. But the reality is the name Chucky was created because we were losing games at the end of the game. And so fast forward, right? Now John Gruden's older. We have Derek Carr. And who's going to step up to the plate to be that guy? Who's going to step up to the plate? So the reality is it took John Gruden getting shit canned. Whether someone believes the emails or the hit, it doesn't even fucking matter. But here's the reality. It took John Gruden getting shit canned, the Henry Ruggs kind of thing, and then the Damon Arnett shit going down for Derek Carr to step the fuck up. And he did. But look what it took. It took that much stuff, and we paid this guy $125 million, $25 million a year. He was the highest paid quarterback. Where's the production for this team? I don't give a shit about the stats. Most of these stats are garbage stats towards the end of the game, and we're not fucking winning. It's not good enough. It's not commitment to mediocrity. This is the Raider Nation. We've been through this shit thick and thin. Anybody that's bled silver and black, this shit is important. And now us as a fan base, Derek Carr even now is going on saying, oh, I'm not perfect, and I got to learn the scheme. Dude, you've had all fucking offseason. What have these guys been doing? Playing Fortnite? Fuck that shit. We should not lower our standards as Raider Nation to accept this fucking mediocrity. We are a fan base that deserves better. And I'm not saying it's all Derek Carr's fault, but he goes from being a leader, taking us to over some milestones, to say the least, last year, right? Maybe some lucky wins or whatever, some dimes, to now this year, well, I still got to learn the system and, everything's not perfect. And I'm going to go from being that guy, getting the team amped up, to now I'm going to sit on the sideline and, I'm just part of the show. But yet we're going to pay him $35 million a year? Fuck that shit. I'm sorry. I can't stop cussing because I'm so aggravated with this team. If we sign Derek Carr, we're tied for 3 years in that contract. If we keep him after this year, if we get rid of him, we're fucked too, because we have about a 3-year window with some really good players to do something. And when you see guys on the sideline and they don't have that fire and that energy, fuck me. I wish they could take half of the desire that I have in my soul, I could pass to them, and that would motivate them to step up and execute. What do we think John Gruden was doing when he said, I want better fucking execution? Was that a joke? Was that a Hard Knocks clip? Maybe. Or maybe he knew it wasn't fucking good enough. And the constant in this team for the last 9 years has been Derek Carr and Mark Davis. And that's it. So I'm going to go around. I'm going to pass a question to you guys. What the fuck needs to happen for us to keep Derek Carr or move on? And you can ask Raider Dave, but 2 years ago, I literally said I wanted Jalen Hurts because I was like, his second round guy, he doesn't have to start. Look at Jalen Hurts now. Everybody thought that dude was a clown and a joke. He's bringing it to the fucking table now, isn't he? Pretty fucking funny. But anyways, Raider Dave, man, what do you think? What does Derek Carr got to do to fucking own this team and to be our quarterback?
got to throw his neck on the line, dude. You got to risk injury, man. You got to use your legs. You got to get it. You got to keep sustaining drives. I'm not putting this all on Derek, but I'll say this.
Hold on. Underthrown balls. I do have to interrupt. I'm sorry, dude. Underthrown balls. It's ridiculous. How are people not even saying nothing about this?
Let me go back to a wide open pass against
Arizona.
We are. He had Devonte Adams in the middle of the field wide open. And let me tell you something Derek does not do. He does not look off the safety. Tyrann Mathieu called him out. It's legit. He's right. He's an NFL fucking safety, and he picked him off in those key Chiefs games, man, when we need to beat the Chiefs. Now, Derek Carr, man, he's got to do is he's got to basically look off the safety and get those wide open passes executed in the middle of the field. That one in Arizona in the third quarter, I believe, that's a touchdown, dude. That's a touchdown. If he delivers to Devonte Adams is going to shake the next defender. He's going to shake the next man in space, and he's going to get the TD. But while I was watching the Tennessee game on Sunday morning, man, this kind of crossed my brain. I was like, man, how many 4 touchdown games has Derek Carr had in his career? He's had 6 career 4 TD games. That needs to change, guys. These 2 touchdown, 3 touchdown, 300-yard games where you get the quarterback rating, you get the completion percentage. We don't need that. We need 35 touchdowns out of this guy per year. 35 and that's not asking too much. That's not asking too much with what they have on offense. So, and I get it. I agree with Ray Bosby. He's been in there blowing it up. He's got a good debate with Derek Carr, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying. But Derek Carr has to take it to that next elite level is what I'm saying. We're trying to win a Super Bowl. This is about getting number 4. Dude, yeah. Broncos are at 3. Chiefs are winning Super Bowls. Chargers, man, they got their QB again. They drafted 3 what looks like to be Hall of Fame quarterbacks. We got to figure our shit out in Raider Nation, man. We got to figure our shit out when it comes to our quarterback, because I'll tell you something Rich Gannon was really good at, man. He didn't put up the crazy numbers, but that was back then NFL versus today's NFL. Today's NFL quarterbacks put up numbers. Back then, Rich Gannon did it all the time, man. He froze the safety. You always saw him throw the pump fake. If he had to throw it underneath, that guy's wide open. They're executing a first down or getting some positive yardage and sustaining drives. Not that Derek Carr doesn't do that, but where Derek Carr's flaws really show up is in the red zone, man. And that's where, man, that urgency isn't there, man. You know what I mean? You gotta just take that extra second. I know they're taught to get rid of the ball, quick 2 seconds. If the time, if it's there, take it. If it's not there, throw it away. You got to kind of erase some of that basic training that you get as a quarterback, and you got to take it to the next level, and you got to start to execute, man. You got to freeze that safety. You got to hold them, pump fake, whatever you got to do. Use your legs. I'm not trying to tell the guy how to play quarterback. I'm just trying to say that I watch all the games, and some of these other quarterbacks, man, Tua Tagovailoa, man, put up some big numbers a week before, played against a good Baltimore team. Him and Lamar Jackson going back and forth, put up 16 E's. Man, I saw that from Derek Carr in 2016. That's why we fell in love with him. And we saw him get hurt, and we knew how valuable he was when he was in the playoffs. But here's the overall record, dude. We have 2 playoffs appearances thanks to Derek Carr. But it ain't good enough, guys. It ain't good enough, man. This is the NFL, dude. Things change. The Philadelphia Eagles, they won a Super Bowl in 2017. They're getting ready to win another one, and they've been in the doghouse for a long time. Those fans they're on their team's ass all the time, man. They've been waiting a long time for their one Super Bowl that they got. So all I'm saying with Raider Nation, we got this. We just got to get a different mentality, and we do need to put our quarterback's feet to the fire as well as our head coach, because and ownership. But those are the 3 right there, man. Those 3 right there they need to deliver us a better product on the field, man, because the Chiefs are still winning football games, guys. And I want to beat the Chiefs, man. I don't want to be losing to the Chiefs like we've been the last 10, 15 years or so, man. And you just look at how these rosters have developed over the last 15 years. You just look at I was just reading something about Jamal Charles the other day. I'm like, that guy used to run all over us. It's our turn. Let's just leave it at that. When is it our turn? When is it our turn, man? When is our running back? When are we going to have that committee of backs? Our guy goes down, boom, you have a back you never heard of, just came in, stepped right into the scene, started tearing shit up in the NFL. He's on your fantasy team, you name it. The Raiders. But here, let me just get to Derek Carr and just to close it out. I think it's fair, and I thought it was fair maybe 2 years ago. Draft a QB, it's okay. Draft a QB, put him behind Derek. It ain't nothing personal. This is a business, man. And like in the comments, Carr can move the ball. He can move the ball, but we got to get those points on the board. We got to score, 30 points a game. You gotta get 35 touchdowns a year. That's not asking too much in today's NFL, man. These guys, Aaron Rodgers, Brady, they put up 40, 50 touchdowns. You know what I mean? And like I said, the next guy in line right now is Justin Herbert for the Chargers. And so we'll see how this shakes out, but I'll pass the mic because I don't want to keep blabbing. But yeah, man, it's it's desperation time. It's time to win. But once again, this team is being groomed as, like I said, time will tell, but at the same time, things will happen. And sometimes it's those unexpected things that happen to a roster takes you to a Super Bowl. You just never know.
Hey,
Nick
35,
Foles, man.
35 to 40 mil a year, top 5 QB money, but he's playing like 10 to 15, man. I don't get that, dude. Like, that's what fuels me. If he would have been like, hey, Raiders, I'm going to really help you guys out, pay me 20, 25 million. I thought he should be making 15 to 17, but shit, should have paid the dude 20, 25 million. He gets the contract, right? I know there's some clauses in it at the end of the season or whatever, but he gets the contract and he's like, well, some people wanted me to take a pay cut, and pretty much was like kind of middle finger thing, but in a like more like friendly way or whatever. He's like, you take a pay cut. Well, like, dude, why would we pay a guy that's like, and I don't want to walk over anybody else's take, but I'm like, why are we going to pay a guy that's going to not produce? Like 10 to 15 is not like, that's not a pay range that should be 35 to 40 million. Where's our ring? Like, he needs to bring us a ring. And he literally said when he got interviewed by Charles Woodson last year towards the end of the season, he's like, well, somebody had to step up, so I guess it was me, or I had to. But I'm like, dude, like in what realm would anybody be like, well, I guess because, the coach got let go and Ruggs and this and that happened, somebody has to step up, so might as well be me. Dude, you're making top dog money. Why can't it be you? And you just do it because you need to be the guy. Anyways, Bobby Wasabi, go ahead, brother.
There were other players that were stepping up weren't getting that type of money, man, on the team. And you're right, hardcore, bro. Like, there's no sense in trying to hide that feeling of what the fuck, bro. Like, we're giving you this money. Why aren't you paying off, man? And we can keep going to it's the offensive coordinator, it's the carousel of quarterbacks, but at the same time, like as the Raider Dave said, man, we've seen him produce. We know what he can do, man. And I'm sorry to say, man, but a lot of it has happened in the draft. A lot of it is just because we don't want to look at that, because we don't want to offend our quarterback. I'm not sure what the hell we're doing, man. But Raider Dave, dude, I've been pounding the fucking table for drafting quarterbacks every year. There's nothing wrong with it, man. It doesn't mean that he's gonna take over this year, this and that. Nah, dude. It means we're gonna have somebody there so that they can step up if something does happen or if it just doesn't work out. And we don't know, man, about Carr, because like I said, man, what can we do is we could just try to scream in his ear, man. We can hire hardcore to get out there and just yell in his fucking ear to get his feet
dude.
moving.
Pay me $50 a game, dude. I'll do it for fucking free, dude.
You'll do it for a ticket to get in there, bro.
Dude, yeah, dude. Like, just a beer. I don't care, dude. I just want this team to win.
No,
just
dude,
win, baby.
I feel you, man. And one of the things as well, man, is that DC, you are an old head, bro. There shouldn't be that mentality of, well, I guess I should, dude. You are a QB. You've always been the QB, man. And the role of the QB always has been is that's the leader. That's the dude right there. It's the guy that takes all the fame, but also takes all the bullshit as well, man. And if you claim to be a leader, you have to be able to fucking eat that shit from everybody else. What do you do with that is you protect your fucking crew and you kick them into gear, man. And that's what we need, man. We need you to actually pay attention to what's going on around the league. You're not that old. You are not an old head, even though I just called you an old head, man. You know what's going on, and you have to be able to change. You have to be able to use those feet, man, because if not, what are you going to do? Just sit there, count to 3, and throw it away every time, man? We can't expect to have the line hold us every time, man. People are getting faster, dude. They're getting swim moves, rips, everything, dude. You have to take everything in account for it as well. You have to do film studies, man, not just on their defenders, bro, but go off of the little twitches that everybody does, man. The stuff that you start to see when it comes down to the wire, man, the minutes and all that. Start to pay attention to that, man. You have to think on another level, bro. And I don't know what we can do, bro. All it is that you have your best friend with you, man, and your best friend is getting frustrated with you. You could see it on the field, bro. He's getting pissed off. He just stormed off instead of talking to the media after the game. Why? Because he didn't want to talk shit about his homie. But he was blaming him. He's used to dealing with a whole different professional level, man. And he was like, bro, we always play well, we always practice well, but this isn't practice. This is time to step it up, man. And so I feel that Devonte Adams is going to be the person to actually kick him in the nuts and basically tell him, like, bro, like, you got me here. You can't let everybody down. Step up or deuces. And that's it. Whether Devonte Adams goes or whether DC goes, that's to be determined, bro.
Yeah, well, and you hit the nail on the head, dude. Like, you may not say it exactly like what I've been thinking, but like pretty damn close, which is, why in the fuck do a first-year wide receiver, great wide receiver, don't get me wrong, Devonte Adams, have to be the guy to step up to the plate, be the sacrificial lamb, and call a spade for this team? And it's not our quarterback. And what happened when John Gruden got shit canned? Derek Carr was like, oh, I saw John Gruden on the, walking on the sidewalk, and I was trying to have a conversation with him, and John Gruden was like, hey, Carr, you got to go get ready for a game. Why would your old coach that just got fired have to tell you need to get ready for a game? Does that make any sense to anybody? I mean, did anybody hear that conversation during that interview when Carr was like, well, I saw John Gruden. I was trying to talk to him, tell him I love him, and whatever. But John Gruden had to be like the guy to like, hey, you got a game to get ready for, which is true. And like, I get it, it's fucked up, but still, I'm just saying, like, the mentality is like, to me, it blows my mind. You should not have a first-year wide receiver, as great as he is, have to be the guy to be the sacrificial fucking lamb for this team, for everybody to step up to the plate. That should be your top dog leader. And if that's the guy making the top dog money, well, then so be it. So, again, anybody that's joined us, appreciate you guys. Devonte Adams jersey giveaway. Got to be subscribed. Leave a comment, and then we're going to do a giveaway at another point in time. Again, Devonte Adams jersey giveaway. You can say, fuck you, hardcore. I don't like you. That's fine with me. Just put something in the comments so I can put your name in the pool, the raffle, or whatever. Raider Critique, go ahead, man. What's your take, dude? What do we got to do if we're going to keep DC or move on, or what does Carr need to do this year?
Do I really have to side with what Carr has to do this year? Because, look, we're all in a new system, man. All right? This is going to be the fifth offensive coordinator this dude has had. And I'm not making excuses, but put yourself in that situation. Would you excel if you didn't get any preseason snaps in a new system that you're having with a new head coach who obviously fucking failed in Denver? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, maybe the scheme needs to be maybe the scheme needs to be tightened up a little bit. Maybe the terminology needs to be numbed down a little bit so these players can understand what the fuck Josh McDaniels and his complicated system's all about. I mean, you play to your players' strengths. And this is what I don't understand about coaching. Every coach comes in here going, I want to play to my system. Look, you have your players in place play to their strengths. That's what good coaches do. They mold their system around the personnel on the motherfucking field. All right? This is not all on Derek Carr. Derek Carr has a hand in it, but it's not all on him, man. What about Darren Waller, who's making all this fucking shit ton of money, dropping balls on the goal line? Trying to make one-handed snags, trying to make the motherfucking highlight reel. How about, every time he gets a first down? All right, Stop with the false confidence bullshit and play football. Because I'm sick and tired of seeing all this fucking false confidence and this hoopla on the fucking field. Jerry Rice and Tim Brown did it best. When they made a fucking big play, when they made a big catch, they didn't fucking look down their fucking defender. They didn't stare at him. They calmly walked back to the huddle with a little swagger about them, knowing damn well they were going to get the ball again and juice them all over again. And they would do that shit 6, 7, 8 times a game. But they did it modestly. They let their play on the field do the talking. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for every player on this team. The guys who needed to step up, who we were ensured that we're going to step up, was everybody that we paid. That's Renfro, okay? 2 fumbles and the game-losing fumble in overtime. All right, Darren Waller, game-winning touchdown catch that he dropped. As a matter of fact, he ricocheted up and caused an interception. Derek Carr's only turnover that game. He didn't have the dropsies. He didn't fumble. Derek Carr damn near played a perfect game, and we still lost. It can't all fall on the quarterback. What Derek Carr does need to do, though, is to become the quarterback that he was last year. Josh McDaniels is new. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't understand that this team needs a leader to kick them in the ass, to get them going. And I think Derek Carr needs to become that guy, just like he was last year, in order for this team to get in order, except for this time now he's got help with Devonte Adams. You've got Max Crosby. You have Chandler Jones, which, by the way, is a ghost. You got dudes like Denzel Perryman, who excelled on this team. You know what I'm saying? These are the guys that we need to rely on to be able to come together and start making sense of what scheme they're running. And by God, if it's a bad play, check out of it. Go to something you know. I'm telling you, man, everything coincides together. We can't put it all off on one person. The only thing that we can hope for is that it all finally starts coming together and it starts to click. Because we already know individually what we've seen out of every player on this damn team. If they can play, they can play. We just got to play to their strengths.
All right, well said. Let's go with SC Raider, man. What you got, brother?
Yeah, I've been a very. I'll make this public because people know how I've been, entering YouTube recently and stuff like that, and how I've been in the last few years. I've been defending Carr a lot, a lot in everywhere from Twitter to Instagram to Facebook, anywhere you could type that. That's where I've been defending. But this year's a little different, right? At the end of the day, what I've been calling for the last few years is for a number 1 receiver. We got that. For a proven coaching staff, which at the end of the day, they're proven and they're significant position groups, right? Josh McDaniels with his offensive coordinator, Patrick Graham with his all these guys are gelling, right? And I just think that with Carr, I don't really got too much of a problem because I know he's better than what he's presenting the first 3 weeks. And like I said, there's nothing positive out of 0-3 because at the end of the day, we dropped 3 games. But the positive side of it is that you start to see Derek Carr start coming to his own again, right? The first week, he was getting sacked. He wasn't moving out of the pocket. Most of the sacks were on him, and everybody was expecting him to run. He started doing that a little bit more in the second game, and now in the third game, he started running for first downs and doing that. So you start seeing a little bit of I guess, the Carr we know, right? And then overall, I just think that with Carr, the only problem I have with them is his leadership, right? I seen it earlier in the chat by Circus. Shout out to Circus, my guy right there. He said something about there's 6 or 7 people with the C on their chest, right? The whole point of a C and a captain is because you're willing to take that leadership role and you're ready to take this team when tough times happen. You step up to the plate and you tell everybody, hey, let's get our head in there, let's get it going, let's turn this around, blah blah blah. I haven't seen that from anyone, everywhere from the quarterback to Matt Collins to everybody wearing that C, like I said. And at the end of the day with Carr, that's my only problem with him is he needs to take this leadership role. He is the quarterback. He's the guy under center. I like to think of as the quarterback on any team as the heart, right? The heart in your chest, the centerpiece of the team at the end of the all. Because when we lose at the end of the day, regardless of what team it is, they're gonna look at the quarterback number one. And that's just how it is. That's just how the league is. That's how the league is now, right? And like I said, with Carr, I just need him to step up to the plate. I need him to be a leader. I want him to call out people. I want him to be on the sideline, really doing that, right? And that's my only problem with him. The underthrows are getting ridiculous. He did underthrow Keelan Cole. Luckily, we got a passing interference on that call. The 2-point conversion, he threw that in double coverage. That was a bad take. But he's made other good throws, right? And we seen it in 2016, and we seen it last year in the last 4 games. He started coming into his own, and that's what I want to see from him. In order for me to really have a really firm grip on, hey, we're keeping Carr for the next year and we're keeping Carr for the rest of the year, I have to see him take that leadership role, and I have to see him step up to the plate. And like I said, I'm expecting us to win a playoff game this year, and I think, especially after last year making the playoffs, if we backtrack, I think it's a failed season. That's just my opinion. Everybody's got their own, but in my opinion, I feel like there's no point to backtrack, right? McDaniels knows heading into here, it's moving forward, not backwards again. We made that mistake already before. There's no need to make the mistake again. So Carr, like I said, needs to be a leader, needs to step up to the point, because there's a little key thing in that contract that I noticed, right? There's that 3-day window. When do you ever hear that with the quarterback contract ever? A 3-day window? Why is there a 3-day window in the first place? If they were so sold on them after the year and they're so sold, that 3-day window wouldn't be a thing, right? They are sold on them to the point where they're willing to keep them through the season. What people don't realize is that the contract is a no trade clause. So overall, they can't trade him. Regardless, Carr is our quarterback for the rest of the season, and we got to ride with him, right? But if he ends up doing bad and everybody ends up gelling and he's the guy that doesn't step up, most likely that 3-day window will be something to really monitor. But besides that, I really think Carr's better than what he's been presenting at the end of the day, and I need him to step up because I know he's better than this. So I think in order to answer your question, hardcore, what does it take is him to step up as a leader, him to step up on this team, because at the end of the day, regardless of anything and regardless of the other 6 people with C's on their chest, the quarterback is the heart and soul of every team. Regardless, it's the heart, it's the center point, like I keep saying, and I sound like a broken record there. But at the same time, in order for me to really feel confident, he needs to step up to that plate. He's starting to a little bit. You see in the press conference, he called out somebody. He just didn't name drop. He said people got to do better in training camp. We could probably pinpoint who it is, especially after seeing Waller and Renfro look a little bit worse than what they did last year. But at the end of the day, like I said, he needs to step up, be a leader, and he needs to step up to what we know he could step up to. And if he could do that, he'll stay. If not, you got to monitor those 3 days.
Look, cool. and anybody that doesn't know me, dude, I'm gonna tell you guys like this. I was the biggest Carr supporter, dude, the Carr fan for like the first 7 years. The biggest. You can ask Raider Dave. We did a specific show where I went through every Raiders QB for the last like 20 years or like past like 15, 20 QBs we had. And the list of QBs we had was horrible, you know? And I thought Carr was getting a lot of hate and it was unjustified. I was fighting dudes on YouTube, Twitter, sticking up for Derek Carr. Like, for me to get to the stance where I'm at now, dude, it hurt my soul. It really did. Because I can take the, some of the dink and dunks and some of the other shit, interceptions, even the sacks, I can take that. But if there's a lack of leadership, that's where I struggle a little bit. So for me personally, like where I've always wanted the biggest increase from Derek Carr was the leadership aspect. I'll take all the other bullshit, even if I don't agree with it, the underthrows and stuff, if he steps up to be the leader. But when I see our quarterback supposed to be the guy, I mean, fuck. I would rather him break a fucking iPad or whatever on the sideline, and get the team fired up. Shit, dude, I know that's maybe not his style, but at some point you got to stop being everybody's friend to be a real leader. That's the reality of the situation. You got to stop carpooling with Renfro, because think about it. Let's just use our thinking caps. Let's stop kind of have a narrow vision. If you're carpooling with Renfro and nobody else, what do you think the other guys are going to think? Even if it's just like a friendly thing or whatever, like, I'm not saying be mean to people, but they're going to think you're favoring someone else. That's the reality of it. And now we get Devonte Adams coming on. So is Derek Carr carpooling with Devonte Adams and now kicked Renfro to the curb? Now how do you think Renfro would feel if he's no longer getting carpooled by Derek Carr? It would fuck with his mentality. And any of us, if we were in that person's shoes, we would feel the same way. That's the reality. We're human beings, dude. We all have emotions. And so when you're trying to be someone's friend and too friendly to everybody, it can impact a team no matter what leadership role you're in, but especially football, in a negative way, because you're selecting who you're going to favor and who you're not. And you hit the nail on the head. Why would the Raiders and Josh McDaniels have a clause to get out of the contract after 3 years? So let me turn the page to this, because it's something I thought about, right? Do NFL coaches purposely tank for a draft pick or whatever else? Do you guys think that NFL coaches are either encouraged or personally tank if they feel like they need to improve the team and this is what's best for the team moving forward? And Josh McDaniels has said that they are not just looking at this year, but future years for what's best for the Raiders. And like, I hate to even like have this conversation, but I think it's a real conversation that we need to talk about. Before we move on to the next person, I want to ask you guys, we'll do a vote, okay? Because this ain't a dictatorship. Someone had asked, I have to go back, but someone had asked if they could come on live. I can post the stream, but it's, it might make the show take a little bit longer or whatnot. But are you guys opposed to, if I post the stream, to let some random person in the chat join us?
Nope. You're totally good, bro. Yeah. But one thing I got to say is I got to jet out, man. I got to take off, but I'm just going to close it with this. I'm going to close it with this, with what you just said. The Miami Dolphins already proved that to be true. So this is a business. It's a multi-million-dollar business. Think if you're imagine if you're a millionaire and you're in their world, like I said, dude, we know what's up, dude. Shit happens. You know what I mean? I mean, it's a business. The Miami Dolphins got basically called out doing it last year from their former head coach, Brian Flores. But I want to go with what SC said about Derek Carr being elite. You are right, dude. He has all of the tools. Derek Carr was my draft prediction in 2014. The arm strength. Everybody was like, Khalil Mack, top 5. I was like, hey, man, Reggie McKenzie and Mark Davis really like this kid, Derek Carr. Derek Carr was freaking phenomenal at Fresno State. I'm a huge fan of Derek Carr. What I'm not a huge fan of is the fact that he hasn't brought it to the next level elite. He has all the talent. And I'm going to put it this old school, man. And we talked about this before. I am old. I come from the 80s, man. It's like the 85% mentality, 15% physical mentality, dude. This is a mental game. This is breaking down your opponent. And when I say Tyrann Mathieu called him out, that's Tyrann Mathieu getting in his head saying, dude, I watch you on tape. I see you. And I'm gonna take the ball to the house straight up. This is what NFL defenses are saying about our quarterback. They see him on tape, and they go, "Dude, we can beat this guy." They're confident. They're like, but let me just say one more thing, man. And this could take Carr to the next level. I really think, man. I know it might sound like basic NFL knowledge that's told on the TV, but this is fact. He cannot freeze the safety, dude. He cannot hold the safety. If he does hold the safety, let me tell you guys something, dude. You'd see a wide open Devonte Adams. If we can get the football to Devonte Adams, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfro, Mac Hollins, all those guys in space, even a screenplay, whether it be Abdullah, Josh Jacobs coming out of the flat, either which way, if those guys are in space, if our quarterback can get the football, I'm not saying every play is going to be designed perfectly. It's going to be executed. That's on Josh McDaniels, blah, 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 blah. What I'm saying is that get these guys in space, dude. You get if you watch Aaron Rodgers get the football to Devonte Adams, some of them are short, intermediate routes. Devonte Adams does the rest of the work. He makes his quarterback look good. That's why you see Aaron Rodgers' numbers down right now. He's starting developing with his new receivers, but Aaron Rodgers would get the football to Devonte Adams in space, get the tempo going. They used to dump it off a lot. They get that hurry up offense going. They go right down the field and they get that TD. More than not, they're not settling for a field goal. They're getting that 7 points on the field. Not saying Derek Carr doesn't do that all the time. I'm just saying we get down there all the time and we're settling for 3 points. And that's a huge letdown. Imagine how all those guys, including our quarterback, our coaches, when they have to walk back to the sidelines, settling for 3 points. it's really a damper in what you're trying to build on a team, because you really want to build that momentum. As I was bringing up earlier, this game will always ride on that. I'm a big believer in momentum. There really is no true definition behind that word. It's just one of those like, hey man, when you're on a roll, you're on a roll, and that's what we want, man. Bring up that tempo. So I just want to say that you are absolutely right. That's exactly my assessment of Derek Carr early on. Guy has an NFL arm. Guy can launch it 60 yards down the field. But you know what? We got to find those receivers in space. Now, one thing I will say, I'll leave this for the chat because I got to take off. But dude, that Darren Waller one-handed attempt, I'll give you this is just my personal opinion. And I know the announcers were like, oh, he had that ball. He was open. He was wide open. That actually I put on Derek Carr. Derek Carr needs to drop that in the basket. If Derek Carr has a little bit better timing on that throw, and maybe a fraction, like a tenth of a second, I'm saying just like a little bit less time, because this game is literally down to inches now, man. They got this thing schemed out. That's a TD. That Keelan Cole play that you brought up earlier, that's a TD, dude. That cannot be underthrown. That needs to be connected for a TD. And I know he was under pressure. He rolled out, but he's on throwing off his front foot, I believe. He's got to launch that baby right in the breadbasket, hit his receiver on target. The confidence just builds up. You hit that play, that deep play, that Keelan Cole or Darren Waller bomb for a touchdown, that sideline's going nuts. This team's starting to believe in their quarterback. They're believing in their season all of a sudden. And hey, man, we could be coming out of that thing 1-2 and talking about going 500 this Sunday against the Denver Broncos. But shout out to all you guys, man. It's real busy out here with what I'm doing. I gotta take off, man. But much love. I look forward to getting back on here, man. I'm pretty pumped up. I haven't been on a podcast in about 8 months. So thanks for having me,
hey,
brother.
Much love to Raider Dave, man. Appreciate you coming on and, giving us your time. And we'll try to do it again sometime down the road.
Hey, I got one of these for you and everybody on the panel. So just hit me up on IG or Twitter.
Right on.
And I'll send these straight to you, man. I got these patches made through Raider Vic, the bad guy right there in Georgia. Nice. He does bad guy music. If you go to a few of my videos back, like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, I've got his link in the description where you can get all your Raider memorabilia made. You know what I'm saying? He made my patches. He also made Screams patches and whatnot. So I'm going to get every single one of y'all one of these. Definitely to go put on your jerseys, hoodies, whatever. They're either iron on or sew on, whatever you want to do with them. But hey, I'm just giving them away. And I wanted to get that out before Dave left. So,
and I
Dave,
appreciate that, dude. I got my jerseys all loaded with patches, dude. So I'll be repping that for sure, brother. I'll be repping for sure. And hey, man, much love to you guys. It's a great debate, man. It's a great debate. This game, man, it's such a fractional game, man. These guys are all good. They're all capable NFL players. It's just getting to that elite, man. We want to win number 4, baby. I mean, come on, man. The last time I remember us being in the Super Bowl, Rich Gannon threw 5 interceptions, dude, and frickin' and you're just like, come on, man. Like we could have won 3 Super Bowls in the early 2000s, man. I mean, I'm still hungry from that, dude. And like, man, like, it's just, and then you see the Patriots do what they did, man. I mean, so, and shout out to back then, dude. I mean, I was in that stadium, dude, in 2002 when they won the West, man. We should have won the West in 2017. I might sound like a broken record, or 2016, I'm sorry. But, I was all for re-signing Carr. You know why? Because Khalil Mack didn't do shit against freaking Trevor Siemian. That's Trevor Siemian, by the way, to win the West. I know it was Matt McGloin disaster back there, but come on, man. Freaking Trevor Siemian and then Brock Osweiler. I mean, so I was all for Carr getting his contract, man, at that point, because I was like, hey, Khalil Mack didn't show me Lawrence Taylor. What they told me, they told me he was the next Lawrence Taylor. What is it? What was that? Next generational athlete or whatever. I'm like, okay, dude, I remember Lawrence Taylor, but that didn't translate too well. But I know Lawrence Taylor, Phil Sims and all that, but I got
Raider Dave, before you go, tell people where they can find you. I know you haven't done YouTube videos in a minute, man, but when you did, it's real positive, you guys, man. Raider Dave is a light in this world, man. I'm telling you that.
Hey,
he's an awesome guy. So you guys make sure you check out his channel, Raider Dave. Tell people about your YouTube channel and where they can find your content. When you have time to do it.
YouTube channel's called Grimecast Media. Just a little bit of spin. It's kind of like a little bit of me all in one right there with the logo and all that. And then My YouTube channel is under construction right now. I have it down. If you want to hit me up on Twitter at Raiders Podcast 1, you can hit me up there. And but you know, I'm not the best at social media right now, but I'm getting back in the groove. And you know, and like I said, I thank you guys for having me on, because this is a healthy debate, man. This is a healthy debate because we all want to win, dude. We all want to win,
Absolutely.
man. And like I said, you know, getting Super Bowl number 4 is priority, man. And that's where it's at, man. And if it's Jared Stidham getting us, you know, or Derek Carr, it doesn't matter, man. I want to win, dude. And, you know, and like I said, we've just, man, the whole 90s, the Chiefs, and then you got John Elway, just all this shit over the last 30 years, man. We it's really our turn, man. And I want to, you know, and sometimes you just got to take the wheel, man. It's our turn, baby. It's our turn, man. I want us to be smack talking these other fans, man. You know,
Yeah. Raider Nation for life, brother.
And I've been getting a lot of shit talking, dude. I'm in a lot of group chats. So I'm getting a lot of shit talking in these fantasy leagues, man. And I started out roaring, dude, week 1, dude. And that was a tough loss, man. That was a tough loss.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, appreciate
love you guys,
Dave.
man. Raiders,
right.
baby. Let's go, man. It's Tuesday, new week, dude. Let's get that mentality, dude. Let's freshen it up. Let's dominate on Sunday, dude. And Josh McDaniels, get your revenge against this organization, dude. Get your revenge.
All right, appreciate
bro.
Raider Dave, man.
I'm out.
Take it easy, brother.
All right, brother. You guys have a good one, man. Peace.
All right, you too. All right, we're going to add Ray Bosby here in a minute. I just want to say, anybody who wants to be part of the Devonte Adams giveaway for the 500 subs I hit years back, I'm going to do it. Just make sure you're subscribed, leave a comment, whatever you want to say, and then you'll be entered to win. So let's bring on Ray Bosby. Let's give him 5 minutes. Let's hear his take, see what he's got to say. All right. All right, what's up, Ray?
Hey,
how you doing, brother?
Good. How are you?
All right, pretty good.
I listen to everybody. I don't know everybody's names. I know SC's there. I know you critique. I watch everybody's channel, but I don't know everybody's name. So sorry about that.
Oh, all good, dude.
Yeah. So how does Carr go from not having a coach, Henry Ruggs, and everything that we went through, and now he looks worse than Geno Smith with Devonte Adams, Darren Waller re-signed? I mean, we should be doing better.
I agree 100%. Go ahead.
Looking in the press conference, and I've watched all the press conferences. I watch even the games over and over and over again. Why is it that Derek Carr looks like he doesn't know what he's doing? It's got to be Josh McDaniels' system. And then he's also missing reads. He's missing this. Not, I mean, we can credit Derek Carr to fumble.
Okay. All right. If you're gonna have that take, I'm gonna interrupt you. I apologize. I'll give you more time.
No worries.
But okay, if that's the take, then why the underthrown balls? Why was the ball underthrown on the deep route to the Chargers, or in the Chargers game, to Devonte Adams? Why the underthrown balls?
Okay, so Derek Carr has said many a press conferences that I want to do it exactly the way that McDaniels does it. When I throw it, he needs to know that it needs to be there, and that's where it's going. He's throwing it where he's supposed to be throwing it and not reading where he's supposed to throw it. It's McDaniel's system. I mean, how is Devonte Adams, how is Hunter Renfrow, how is Darren Waller open, but when Derek Carr throws it to him, half the time they're not even ready to catch it? It's got to be Josh McDaniel's system. Looking at Derek Carr last year, there's absolutely no way that he could underthrow and overthrow that many people. There's no way. Look at the last 3 games. He's doing a specific system, Josh McDaniel's system. I know it's complicated. I think it's overcomplicated, but he's throwing it where the receiver should be and where he's supposed to throw it, but that may or may not be where they're supposed to be at, or may or may not be where they're at.
All right, go ahead, Bobby.
I have a question for you, Bosby. Do you feel that McDaniel's system is more complicated than Gruden's system that everybody was talking about was really, really hard to get a hold of?
I think it's more complicated. I think it's more complicated on the fact that it's a design play for a receiver at this location, and that's not Derek Carr. Look at Derek Carr at Fresno State. Look at Derek Carr last year.
Let me ask you a question. You seem like an older cat. Have you ever had a job, whether a leadership role or just a regular employee, but like some sort of job in your career where like things weren't right to some degree, but you had to like stir the pot to get things where they needed to be, and it kind of put a target on your back? Have you ever been in a situation in your life where you were in a similar or somewhat similar situation to that?
So a new system, a new coach. I think Josh McDaniels has made it specific that
I'm not
he
just talking
wants.
about a new system. I'm talking about any job that you've ever had where you had to be the sacrificial lamb to put your name or a target on your back to have the integrity
Yeah.
for what's best to the team. Have you ever had
Yes.
to do that in any profession you've ever done?
Yes, but let me add this caveat. Derek Carr's been there. We saw progression last year. How is it that we get Devonte Adams? How is it that Mac Hollins? How is it that Darren Waller, Hunter Renfro? Derek has everything that he needs. Why does it look like he doesn't know what he's doing? It's because McDaniel's system. Go back to the press conferences. Every single time he goes back to praising Josh McDaniels. He wants to look good for his new boss. But you know what? Looking good for your new boss may not get the job done. In my profession, and I won't say what it is.
But press conferences, whether it's politics or football, all that is meaningless words. Even Josh McDaniels' words are meaningless, bro. You know? I mean, just win, baby. Doesn't
are
matter
meaningless.
how we win. I mean, you're an old cat, bro. Like I respect you because you have the wisdom, man. You've seen it. I'm 40, but like you're probably got some years on me and shit. But like you've seen stuff that like I haven't seen. So what I'm saying is like I'm the kind of guy where it's like show me, like shut the fuck up and show me, because all these meaningless press conferences and all these meaningless words, they're just words, bro. When we come to Sunday, if it ain't translating into actions, what are we supposed to do as Raider fans when we see a lackluster production? Whether it's Josh McDaniels or Derek Carr, I'm busting his balls some, but that's because we're not paying Josh McDaniels $35-40 million a year. If I'm going to pay somebody top dog money, my expectations immediately jump. And they should. If you got moved into a position of let me finish and then I'll let you go. If you got moved into a position of leadership role, whatever career you do, say you're making $100,000, $150,000, $200,000, whatever it is, I would expect a whole lot more from you than if you were making $25,000, $50,000. Does that make sense? And that's fair of me. If I'm paying you up here, bro, right, and you're producing down here, that is not acceptable. I don't care what anybody does for a living. And we should all know that as human beings in any careers that we have, that you got to bring it to the table and earn your paycheck. And when you make more, standards are higher. And if you're not meeting them, excuses are excuses. Go ahead.
And they are excuses. So the only real, I've heard the garbage. Oh yeah, we all need to do better. Devonte Adams said it best. We expect more and we should do better. Everybody needs to do better. Derek Carr, what does Derek Carr say? He doesn't say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna work with my receivers." He doesn't say that. He says, "I'm gonna do what Josh McDaniels tells me to do." What it tells me is Derek Carr is trying to please Josh McDaniels.
You're right, but Derek Carr said that with John Gruden, and Derek Carr said that with Jack Del Rio. Why is he trying to mimic all these guys? Like, I get it to some degree, right? Like, I've thought about it. It's not like I'm just coming up with this from the hip, dude. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to shoot you down. But I'm just saying, I've seen the same rhetoric time and time again. Yeah, you got to be on the same page to some degree. But to another degree, it's the same rhetoric, bro. It's all like, oh, I got to mirror him or whatever. Well, it took John Gruden leaving, and then Carr excelled. What the fuck, bro?
So if John Gruden left and Derek Carr excelled, and now McDaniels is here and Derek Carr is repressed, what does that tell you? With Devonte Adams, with a healthy Darren Waller extended, with Hunter Renfro, who just had 1,000 yards, there's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't excel. Now, if you look at Derek Carr, his first game, he threw a lot of interceptions. He fumbled. He got sacked. The next game, what did he do? He cleaned all that up. The next game, no picks, no nothing. Of course, there was some interceptions, but those weren't on Derek Carr.
Some conservative play calling, which helped with the interceptions, and some underthrown balls. And yes, he had better pocket presence, and he was a little more mobile, but look what it took for him to be a little more mobile.
But look at the common denominator. When have we seen fumbling? Okay, Interceptions, Derek Carr's had a few. He cleaned that up. What is the common denominator? Why is he underthrowing all of a sudden? All of a sudden. Why is he overthrowing? Why is he not on the same page with his receivers? He said it himself. It has to go exactly to this receiver at that time. Look at the press conferences. And I know it sounds like he's just saying a bunch of hogwash, but he's not saying, hey, I got to do better. My receivers got to do better. We got to get on the same page. No, he's saying, I want to do it exactly McDaniels' way. When I throw it, McDaniels wants me to throw it here, and I want him to know that I'm throwing it. Why is he doing that?
Okay, maybe you're right. Okay, I'll admit, maybe you're right, and maybe I'm wrong. There's that possibility, okay? However, we're in year 9. This isn't like a second, third-year QB, bro. This is year 9,
right.
And I get it, a new offensive coordinator, a new head coach, and he's trying to please him and stuff. But, dude, at some point, like, dude, what did Rich Gannon do when he came to our team? He was like, no, fuck your pool table, fuck your dartboard, fuck your foosball table, arcade games, all that shit leaves. We're about winning fucking games. And he stepped up to the plate, and he got this Raider team over the hump and a chance to have a really good team and a chance to win a Super Bowl. It didn't work out, right? But he still stepped up to the plate. His words, dude, didn't matter. He brought it to the table. And it took a while, right? But
right.
Who did we play, right? Who was our first playoff game against? Do you remember? Who was our first playoff game with Rich Gannon and John Gruden?
Last year, I don't remember.
Pretty sure it was Tennessee Titans.
It was
first or second year was Tennessee Titans. And then the next year was when Saragusa took out Rich Gannon, and that was the Ravens game, and that was the AFC Championship game. And then the next year was the Tuck game where we got fucked.
Right.
But we went to the playoffs like 3 years before we made the Super Bowl, right?
Right.
Right.
You're right. So
hey, check it out.
Here's my one real quick point. I've been in the same industry for 15 years.
Okay.
I've worked at a company for 8 years. New management came in. They told me, oh, this is what I need you to do. That's not going to make me successful. What's going to make me successful is what I've done. So this is what I'm going to do. If you have a problem with it, we can sit down and talk about it. Derek Carr's not taking that approach.
Okay,
He's been doing it.
Dude, you like fucking music to my ears, brother. You just hit the nail on the head. He's got to do it, bro. Even if he doesn't want to, he's got to be that guy. You just like proved like everything that I'm saying about leadership and stuff, dude. He's got to be that guy. He don't want to be that guy. Who wants to be that guy? You did it. Why? Because obviously, bro, you have integrity. You have something inside you where you're like, I know better. I got to step up to the plate, and I got to stick up for what's right. And sometimes we have to do that in life, dude, right? Sometimes we all have to do that in life, no matter what circumstances we're dealt. And that, what we're talking about, my brother, is integrity. And I'm not saying Derek Carr don't have integrity, but something comes to each man where we're dealt with a crossroads, right, in life. This path goes this way. This path goes this way. Sometimes you got to be that guy, and it sucks. And people are going to hate you. People are going to criticize you. Sometimes you got to be that guy. And obviously, you've had to be that guy. I've had to be that guy. It's a painful path, but it was for what's best of the team. You make less of yourself for the betterment of the team, and you're gonna take that fucking hit on the chin, dude, no matter how much you don't want to. But you know it's what's going to be best for the team. And that's a leader. So you obviously have leadership skills, or you wouldn't have made that choice, right?
Exactly. I'm going to make one other point, and I'm going to let y'all take it over. When have you ever seen someone act out of character? It's usually when they're being motivated by a mentor. Josh McDaniels is a mentor. He's a new system. Mark Davis just hired him. Derek Carr has been a leader of this team for the past 10 years. And now we get a new scheme, a new system, new players, and he's trying to fit in the system. Sorry for pointing. But he's trying to fit in the system.
Yeah.
Everything that I've seen other than his first game, Derek Carr was out of character, way out of character. But to overthrow, underthrow, get frustrated, telling people that they need to run this route. No, Derek Carr, throw where he's at, not where he's supposed to be. Throw where he's at, not where he's supposed to be. Derek Carr said it. Hey, if it's supposed to go there, Josh McDaniels wants it there, that's why I would never talk like that. I would never, ever talk like that. This is what I've been trained to do. This is how I know how to do it. If you want me to do it your way, I'll do it your way as long as it's going to get the job done. If it's not going to get the job done, I'm going to get the job done because guess what, boss? When it comes one-on-one time or quarterly review, you're going to go off my performance, not how I did it. So I'm going to go off my performance, what I know gets me the job done, what I know is going to get the touchdown. Devonte Adams, I know Devonte Adams. I don't know you. Devonte Adams is going to go right. Why are you telling me to throw it left? Devonte Adams, you guys also saw this game. Devonte Adams, it was the interception where Devonte Adams got pinched by the corner and the safety. Devonte Adams was running. He did like this. He threw his hands up like, Derek, throw it up. I'm past this guy. Throw it up. He did like this. That was a signal to Derek Carr. Derek Carr waited. Then he threw it up. It was an interception. Devonte Adams knows what he's doing. Derek Carr knows what he's doing. But if the design play, this is my whole point. Josh McDaniels' system is a design play for a design receiver at this location. That's not going to get us. That's not going to get us. You saw it. Derek Carr's throwing balls on the ground.
You could be right. And if you're right, that's a timing issue and that's a practice thing. And they've had off season to work on these things, right? And at the end of it, bro, like, I hope you're right and I hope I'm wrong. I don't say this shit because, like, I want to be right. I've been a huge Carr supporter. You know what I mean? I want him to work out. I want him to be the guy. I want him to take us to the promised land. But if he doesn't and he can't step up, or if he's not that guy, then if he's not that guy, he's not that guy. Sometimes, here's the, you want to know the analogy I use in running a business and 10 years of leadership? I'll tell you it like this, bro. All right. In life, I'll make it quick. In life, you have certain people that are good at certain things, right? Let's look at football as an analogy, and you have an offensive lineman, okay? So let's say you have an offensive lineman who's really good at, say, blocking for the quarterback, but that offensive lineman can throw the ball, okay? Now, but the offensive lineman may not be able to throw the ball very well, okay? Now, it doesn't mean that he can't throw the ball, but his main skill set is blocking, right? Same for the quarterback. Your quarterback in reverse, can block, but he also throws the ball. But you probably don't want your quarterback to block, and chance getting hurt. You usually want your quarterback throwing the ball. So my question is this. If your offensive lineman isn't good at throwing the ball, does that mean he's not good at his craft or at his job? No. Because he's not your quarterback. Your quarterback you expect more from. And the same goes, if your quarterback isn't very good at blocking, it doesn't mean he's not a good quarterback. You see what I'm saying? So not everybody is a quarterback material. Not everybody is built to be an offensive lineman either. You have very few quarterbacks in the league. You maybe have a few more pickings for the offensive line, right? It doesn't mean your offensive lineman isn't good at his craft and being an offensive lineman. It doesn't mean your quarterback isn't a good quarterback and not good at being a quarterback because he can't block. So you see what I'm saying? Is that you got to use people to their strengths. Okay?
Exactly.
And maybe McDaniels, to your point, maybe McDaniels is not using Carr to his best strengths. He's got to figure that out. And again, I'll end it. I want Carr to work out. I do. As much as like people say I'm a Carr bashian and whatever.
I want McDaniels to work out.
Dude, look at my fucking videos. You can go back and see how much I was supporting Carr.
I saw it.
Years ago, bro. Years ago. I was diehard, man. And if it's not good enough, it's not good enough. If it's time for me to face the music and move on, I want to take it on the chin. And it was a harsh reality for me. I'm not going to lie to you, dude. For me to be where I'm at, it was a harsh awakening. I didn't want it to be true. I still don't want it to be true. I want Carr to work out, us pay him earn his paycheck, we get a Super Bowl ring, everybody's happy. Hardcore Raiders, the biggest fucking idiot alive. I'd be fucking happy. I would jump up and down for joy. But the
let me jump in. Let me jump in here for a second.
All right,
let me jump in here for a second. Hey, I want to shout out the
Ray,
chat, man.
You can stick around. Ray, you can stick around if you want, but I'm going to mute you, and then we're going to let these other guys chat because we need to circle around. All right, bro?
Yeah, let me jump in here on the chat, man. I want to welcome Circus Raider, Terrence, Cash Lord Raider. We got Earn, man, West Side Media. We got Pyro, Melon Boy. Let's see. Fade to Black, man. Hey, by the way, no, this is not my show. This is the Hardcore Raider Nation podcast. It is being mirrored through the Raider Critique. I'm just a co-host in this.
Hold on.
I just want to let you all know.
Tell them how the show was created.
The show was created to develop and unite the Raider Nation. We've been doing this podcast for roughly about 4.5 to 5 years sporadically. You know what I mean? But the reason why it was created was because Hardcore and myself, along with Grimy Raider Dave and also Raider Ben, as a matter of fact, was all a part of this podcast at one point. Now, we have all decided to come in here because we all have different takes on the way this team needs to be run, on how the players need to play. You know what I mean? And it's nice to have the diversity in between, all these different personalities that we all share here within our family of the Raider Nation. So that's really what this is all about. We're not going to like everybody's takes, but we respect everybody on the channel, just like we respect all of our family members in the stands, in the parking lots, in the chat rooms. You know what I'm saying? We're all Raiders, man.
And in the end, we all bleed silver and black. We all love this team. We all want this team to win. I don't want people to necessarily agree with me. This is just how I feel and where I'm at as a Raider fan, dude. I'll be honest with you guys, for the last 2 years, I've been at a point where it's shut the fuck up and show me. I'm tired of the words, dude. I am. Show me. Show me the money. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, dude. I want to be wrong. Prove me wrong.
And if anything, it shows.
We have a giveaway. Devonte Adams jersey. You got to be subscribed. Leave a comment, and you'll be entered later on. We're going to do a giveaway here soon. But go ahead, Critique.
But, I mean, it shows the diversity of the personalities within this fan base. Not every single one of us are the same. We're all just a little bit different. And dudes like Hardcore, there are a lot more fans out there who are just as crunk as he is about wanting to win now. To the commitment to excellence. That's not just a slogan, man. That is a way of life. You know what I mean? We all commit to excellence every day in our lives. We're winners. Why can't the fucking Raiders be? You know what I mean? Because they need to commit to excellence and they need to stop going to mediocrity. They better fucking execution. If you can't put it any better, whether it's on the players, on the coaching staff, on the front office, we need better execution. I mean, and we're all going to feel differently about it. You know what I mean?
Hey, Gruden said it best. I want better fucking execution. You know what I'm saying, man? That should get us fired up, man. That wasn't meaningless words, dude. That dude loved this team. Fuck the emails, all the bullshit, dude, from people, even the shitty play calling. At the end of it, that motherfucker bled silver and black, man. He didn't have to come back for this team or nothing. Yeah, he got a big paycheck. Whatever, dude. He had a mafia hit on his ass because they fucking cancel cultured him, and that's it. Bobby Wasabi, man, I want to hear your take, brother, man. You've been waiting patiently, bro. I want to hear what you got to say, man.
Ern said it best.
One of my biggest dislikes within our fan base, man, is the ability that you can speak ill of certain people. We all fuck up. I fuck up all the time. And I tell my family, my friends, if I fuck up, call me out. I'm not perfect, man. We all still got that love, man. And Critique said it the best, bro. We're all from different places. We all got our own ideas. And in the end, we hang that shit at the door once we go inside and we cheer on our fucking silver and black, bro. No one gives a fuck about anything, dude. About any hang-ups, any of that bullshit, man. Because it's what we're all here for, man. We're all here to show support and love and kick our team in the ass when it needs it, man. And I just don't like it, man, is that when I'm critical of Carr, people all of a sudden start saying that I'm a Kardashian and shit like that, just like how Hardcore said, man. I've stood up for the cat just like I've talked shit about the cat, man. There's nothing wrong with that, bro. There's nothing wrong with calling out your brothers, man. And from what I see and from what I've been hearing from Ray, man, is that he's saying that there's nothing wrong with trying to, you see something, it's going to end up in a car crash, no pun intended, haha, but you want to avoid the bullshit. So you're going to go ahead and do something a little bit different, man. But like Hardcore said, though, doing stuff like that will put a target on your back, whether it be with the boss or whether it be with the fan base. But you are going to get a target in your back, and there's nothing wrong with going ahead and doing that, man. Because Hardcore, you said it, bro. In the end, it doesn't matter. The means isn't what matters. It's the ends. And that's all what we want, man. All the bullshit aside, all the crap, man, we all just want to win. We all just want to have that chip in the end, bro. And that's all we want, man. And I totally get where Ray's coming from, man. Because at first I was like, man, I don't understand what you're saying, man. It just kind of sounds like, no, but I do feel what you're saying, bro. Because if you see something, say something, do something about it, man. Because in the end, if you don't do something about that shit, you're going to lose your squad, bro. If you don't fucking talk out, say something about that shit, do something about that on the field, be like, hey, look, they gave us this play, but I see the setup happening, man. That's why there's audibles, of course, man. But you have to make sure that everybody's on the same fucking page, man. And that's the one thing, is that we have to be able to, I don't know, man, just be evolutionary, bro. Sorry to use such a big word, dude, but like we have to be able to think on our feet, man. We have to be able to see the forest for the trees, man. We can't just focus on a play and just be like, it has to be right here. Why focus on that? Make sure you pay attention to everything as well, dude.
Hey, Ray, Bobby, I love you, bro. Well said, man.
Bobby. Okay,
Ray,
I got his name now.
Ray, what motivated you to want to come on here and talk about this? I want to ask you that.
McDaniels is not letting Carr cook. Russell Wilson left Seattle because he was getting pinched and they wouldn't let him cook. He was terrible.
Okay.
I think we have a way better team. I think we have a way better defense. Not our defensive line. But Russell Wilson cooked, and they're 2-0. They're 2-1. Are they 2-1?
Yeah.
How do they have more wins than we? We have a better team.
Well,
they played
really some softer
defense.
teams, in my opinion, but okay.
Yeah, that's true. But look at, with all of our mistakes, we've got what, a 12-point deficit in 3 games? We've only lost 3 games by 12 points.
Okay, hold on.
I think
if you're gonna have that take, how much of those points were garbage time, though, bro? Like, why can't we do that the other 2-3 quarters, right?
And you're right. You're right. Game 1, Derek Carr made too many mistakes. Game 2.
Okay. You want to talk about game 2? We let our foot off the gas, and
exactly.
So here's where I won't blame Derek Carr, right? We did good the first 2 quarters. I think there were some underthrown balls. I think there was some decision-making on Carr. But the reality is Josh McDaniels, and I've said this for years, what is the Patriots known for? They're known for keeping their foot on the gas and putting their foot on people's throats and keep going. Because as long as you score touchdowns, it doesn't matter how much time is left on the clock. And for some reason, after Josh McDaniels went through all those years of the Patriots, and of course he had Tom Brady, yeah, greatest quarterback all time, as much as I hate to admit it, it comes to the Raiders, and all of a sudden he has to let his foot off the gas. Something don't fucking add up there. I will admit, something doesn't add up there, because there's no reason to take the foot off the gas of the throat in the Cardinals game, and that puzzled me. It really did. And so I do put a lot of blame on McDaniels, but go ahead with what you were saying.
Okay, so we got game 1, we got game 2, then we got game 3. We got off to a late start. And then I can honestly tell you, Derek Carr, regardless of cleaning up his mistakes, did not look like he was throwing the ball to a receiver. He was throwing the ball to a spot where a receiver should be. And he said it in a press conference. I think the McDaniels system is too complicated. This is your original read, Derek Carr, McDaniel.
Okay, you're okay.
McDaniels.
Derek Carr. I don't want to hate on you, but that's not what he said. If he said it, try to at least get close to what he quoted, because now you're making an assumption based off of what you heard.
I'm going off of the quote.
You're saying Carr said that the system was too hard?
No. Derek Carr said he's trying to put it where McDaniels wants him to put it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he said he was trying to still adapt to the system.
And he said, I'm not perfect. Okay, I agree.
He said he wasn't perfect.
Okay, when the game's on the line and you have a predetermined game plan and you're able to call an audible and your audible is a predetermined audible, why was Devonte Adams, why was Darren Waller, why was Mac Hollins most of the time open? I've watched 76 YouTubers. I've watched Stephen A. Smith, who's funny, but he's right. Derek Carr needs to take control when he's under center. We got a predetermined plan. We had to abandon that. We called an audible. Now the defense adjusted several times. The defense adjusted to Carr's audible. You got to hit the open man, especially if it's down the field. Abandoning the run is McDaniels' fault. Why are we abandoning the run? That is makes no sense.
Okay.
Derek Carr ran the ball.
Why are we calling 3 pass plays when we're 2.5 yards away from the kick that can seal the game? All right, I want to give SC the floor because we ain't really heard out of him.
Yeah, no, so, I do
sorry,
too. Before we do, I got one quick question for Ray. What motivated you to come on here? Because that took some balls. I'm curious.
Do you guys see me spamming in the chat?
Well, yeah, but whatever.
The first Carr was Derek Carr. I was his first game. He should have played in a preseason, the new system, etc. Okay.
No. I'm not asking. What motivated you to want to come on here and give your take? That's what I want to know.
I heard Derek Carr. I've been hearing Derek Carr.
Okay.
For the last 3 weeks.
We've been hearing Derek Carr for the last 7 years. Let's be real.
All right, so here's what I want. Ray, we got to get some other people because I want to hear their takes. I'm going to promote you, so here's what I want you to do. If you want to come on the show again, message me at raider.hardcore@gmail.com. I'm not kicking you off, but we got to get some other guys. But I'm going to promote you because you had the balls to come on here, and I'm going to promote you even though you didn't agree with me. You went against the grain and what I believe, and this show is not about agreeing with me. All right? So if you ever want to come on again, message me at raider.hardcore@gmail.com, and we'll figure out a way to get you on for another show. But you got to get away from the phone. You got to get an actual computer. We'll talk about it another time. But because you had the balls to do what Derek Carr doesn't have the balls to do, I'm going to promote your ass. How's that sound?
That sounds good. I love all you guys. Right. This is helping me. Every one of you helped me deal with the losses. I agree with everything that you guys say, but I have my own take. I think Derek Carr is on. Sorry for taking anybody's time. Derek Carr, this is really his year to prove it. Let him cook. We have that term, Russell Wilson, let him cook.
I don't disagree, but time's getting short, brother. Not on you, right? We got to get some other guys, but I'm saying Derek Carr's time is real short. And SC Raider, he hit the nail on the head, bro. There's no reason that if this Raiders coaching staff was confident that Derek Carr was the guy, they would not have gave a 3-day clause after the Super Bowl to get out of the contract. That dude, like, even though I'm kind of maybe people say Kardashian or anti-Carr, it scares the shit out of me, bro. I don't want to go through another rebuilding fucking regime. We just did that shit with John Gruden. That's why I put everything into perspective about from AB and all this shit. And yeah, they didn't hit on certain draft picks, but the reality is, I don't want to go through that. I want to win now, baby. Just win, baby. Commitment to excellence, not commitment to mediocrity. I'm not perfect. I'm just gonna do a Josh McDaniels once, and like I get it. There's I get that there could be some time that like certain things take to manifest in real time, but at the same time, right? We've had all off season. They've had plenty of time to work this shit out. There's people that aren't as talented or as with much talent that are producing right now. And yeah, the Patriots coaching staff produces more towards the end of the year. I mean, I do feel like we'll finish the season strong. I do. But it shouldn't take all this shit stacked against you to step up to the plate. But I want to get into SC Raider. When he comes on, Raider Critique, why don't you go ahead? Oh, there he is.
There.
All right, SC Raider, man. Sorry, brother. You've been really patient, man. Go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say, dude.
It's all good. Overall, like I said on my show before, it's never gonna end, right? I see in the chat going crazy at each other, and I see everywhere I've been on, whether it's Instagram, like I said, Twitter, it's always gonna be the same thing, right? When it gets to Carr, once you hear the name Carr, everybody just I don't know, just starts going after each other, stuff like that. At the end of the day, a lot of us are frustrated that we're not winning, right? At the end of the day, the first instinct is to go after, obviously, and that goes for any team. You see it on a lot of fan bases, not just us. It goes back on the head coach. It goes back on the quarterback at the end of the day, right? So overall, like I said, it's never gonna end how everybody feels about Carr. But what I do think is that we got to take everything into context, and it's no excuse. It's just the facts of what we see based on press conferences, what we see. And yes, press conferences can sometimes be misleading because this coaching staff has said we're gonna play Leatherwood at guard in preseason. They never did it. They said all these different things and they lied to us straight to our face multiple times. So at this point, I don't give a shit what they say either. At that point, and people aren't really talking about it, which is crazy to me. But at the end of the day, when you look at what is really at fault, you could tell this team is not gelled, right? And let me give you a little bit of week by week, right? Week 1, Carr's not mobile too much. The offensive line is looking horrible. People are running the wrong routes. People are jogging. The defense is allowing big yardage. Then you go into the second game. You start playing behind. You give up the biggest lead in Raiders history, and then the third one, you end up playing against yourselves because you go away from what works. And there's something that is in common with all these 3 games, right? You got players out of sync, right? You got Carr underthrowing, overthrowing, not putting it where it's supposed to. You got Carr looking a little bit frustrated at certain people. You got people in press conferences as far as players saying that, we ain't winning and we got to win. We're better than this. You hear Josh McDaniels, and like I said, some of the press conferences I ignore, but the one thing I didn't ignore from him recently is that he said he's trying to learn how to win. So now you put all that, right, and the run game was working on all 3 games, and I think if we kept running the ball, we would have won all 3 games, in my opinion. Now, what does that all have to do in common, right? Play calling. The team is not in sync with each other. And who overall is supposed to make, and the team was not ready in week 1. Remember, a lot of the starters didn't play in the preseason. That's all in the coaching. So at the end of the day, everything that gets mixed into it is coaching at the end of the day. And it's one root of all these causes. It's one thing, right? And it's Josh McDaniels. If Josh McDaniels was Bill Belichick, I would have been a little bit like, yeah, hey, Carr, But knowing that he was always behind Bill Belichick, it kind of shows me that he needs Bill Belichick. He is Bill Belichick's, I guess, kid, I say, right? And until he's won, I believe he's 1-11 in the last 12 games, something like that, some ridiculous number as a head coach. So overall, I think it's Josh McDaniels at the end of the day. He's getting people out of sync. Nobody's stepping up to leaders, which you would expect the head coach to call out the team. You would expect the head coach to make everybody, hey, let's put in effort and practice. And what did Derek Carr say? He said a lot of people in training camp need to do what they got to do. Who does that fall on? The coaching staff for not getting them to do what they're supposed to. So at the end of the day, there's a root cause, and I think it's Josh McDaniels. And Josh McDaniels really got to put this team under his wing and prove to us that he learned off of the Denver Broncos. And I do this because he said he learned. I haven't seen where he learned, in my opinion. So at the end of the day, Josh McDaniels, in order for this team to really step it up and everybody to take initiative, it starts with the head coach, and then it goes down. There's layers to this, right? Mark Davis did his thing, right? Mark Davis did his thing right now. He grabbed Josh McDaniels in that lengthy meeting, whatever they talked about. And I don't want to hear that everybody got sources. Nobody got sources in that meeting. The only two
That's
people
right.
that were in there that we know is Josh McDaniels and Mark Davis. And we're pretty sure we could speculate what that conversation was. Now you go down. The coaching staff is the second tier. You look at what's going on there. The head coach ain't looking like a head coach. Then you go to the third and you go to the personnel. Why are players jogging? Why are players not giving it all? Why are players not elevating? So at the end of the day, it starts from the top and it goes to the bottom. And it's a trickle effect. It's like domino effect at the end of the day. And that's with any team. If one thing is at fault at the top of the tier, it's going to all come down. And that's what you're seeing so far, right? So at the end of the day, Carr has to step up. The head coach has to step up. Mark Davis just stepped up by grabbing Josh McDaniels, but now Josh McDaniels needs to step up. This coaching staff needs to step up, and now the personnel has to step up. So in order for this team to really, really show us what they can do, because we know they're better than this, it starts at the top, and you're starting to see it. Mark Davis, now Josh McDaniels has to step up, and then the personnel has to step up. So overall, I just think that the debate's always going to be there regardless. But the one thing I want is for this head coach to really prove to us that he's a head coach. And until that happens, nobody's really going to even – it's going to look like a dysfunctional team. And that's what it's been the last 3 weeks. We beat ourselves. The Chargers didn't beat us. The Cardinals didn't beat us. And the Tennessee Titans didn't beat us. Why? Because we beat ourselves and we went against what works, and it was the run game. And that's all has to do with play calling at the end of the day. And Derek Carr to listen to Josh McDaniels that way, that's where he needs to step up. But it kind of looks like Josh McDaniels is kind of having that little egotistical type of mindset, in my opinion. And I think Mark Davis talked to him, and we'll see what happens this week. But overall, we got to step it up.
I don't exactly disagree with you, your take, but let me ask you this. What does Josh McDaniels need to prove that he can be a head coach? How much time does Josh McDaniels need?
I think the time is now, right? We had preseason, we had 5 months before that. Then we had, of course, now entering 3 weeks in, and we're on the 4th week, right? In the beginning of the season, I said, oh, I hate that our bye week was early. But now I'm kind of glad that our bye week is early, because that gives us another week of people to rest and come back from injury and get in sync, right? So at the end of the day, you got 2 division rivals, right? This is the best scenario right now, and I'm going to give you it right now. You go into you go into Vegas, you beat Denver, and then you somehow beat the Kansas City Chiefs. You go into the bye week 2 and 3, and then you come out the gates the same thing as you did. You do the opposite of what you did last year. Last year, the middle of the year, it was bad. And then the end, we finished out strong. Now you could easily slow down in the beginning, as you've seen, 0-3, and then start picking up the pace in the middle of the season and end off strong, right? So I think in order for Josh McDaniels to really step up, he's got to do what a head coach does and oversee everything and get hands-on and tell the team, hey, let's do it. We're better than this. Everybody step up. Everybody with a C on their chest, step up to be a captain. Derek Carr, let's go, man. I'm going to give you a little bit of power because you can audible. Let's get this going. We know you could do it. And overall, he needs to do what a head coach does, and is win the game and really show this team that they're better than what they're expecting. Because right now, this team has a low morale, and that all starts with the coaching and starts at the top, and it's a trickle-down effect. So McDaniels got to turn it around this week. There's no excuse for us to go into Denver and lose, because at that point, you start to question, and I'm already questioning it, but you start to question McDaniels. Did you really learn off of the Denver Broncos, or were you just saying that to get a coaching job and get paid?
Hey, would it be funny if Josh McDaniels' first win was against the team that he got fired from?
He got fired from, and that's what I'm saying.
I thought about that. I'm like, dude, but hey, here's the deal. Anybody still listening or whatever, Devonte Adams jersey giveaway, subscribe, okay? And I usually don't even ask for subscribers, but I'm just saying it because I want someone to win the fucking jersey that's worthy of it. And and we're gonna do a giveaway, so you got to subscribe and leave a comment. And I'm saying this repeatedly because I want someone of the 500 and something subscribers we have to win it. We've never been about like subscriptions and people subscribing and us getting our accounts up or doing clickbait shit. Dude, what this channel was created for, if you're new to this, was bringing, like, in our opinion, okay, me, Raider Critique, Raider Dave, that helped create this channel, okay, was bring Raider minds together, like all-star teams, right, that have their own content or whatever, that have a good Raider mind, and we collaborate, but we don't have to agree. You know what I mean? This is what makes Raider Nation, because in the end, we all bleed silver and black, and we all want to win. That's it. Otherwise, nobody. We're almost 2 hours into this video, and nobody would be wasting their time either still listening or be on this channel if we didn't have a strong desire for this team and what they do. Bobby Wasabi and Pillaging Podcast, dude, they've killed it. If you don't know who Pillaging Podcast is, they haven't done shit in a while, but they're fucking awesome, dude. They've done tailgates and all kinds of shit, dude, right there in fucking Oakland. Those are some real cats. Bobby, I can't thank you enough for coming on. SC Raider, Raider Critique, even Ray. We even brought on somebody that was in the chat. You know what I mean? So the point is diversity, bringing all kinds of minds together. Yeah, I'm strong opinionated, and I think about this shit. I don't have an opinion unless I think about something in depth. I don't just, I don't give a shit what other people have to say and their clickbait shit, but we are real. We want something that's like unique for Raider Nation. And that's why this channel was created. And it's called the Hardcore Raider Nation Podcast, not because my name's Hardcore Raider, but because anybody that comes on here, guess what? We're all hardcore Raider fans. We all bleed silver and black. We all have that passion. And that's the only reason why anybody would be on this show. So anybody that's came on, still in the chat, we'll give a shout out to some few guys, and we'll get on to Raider Critique. Rod Gas, Circus Raider, NAU08, Raider 7528. Let me scroll up here. Westside Raider. Who's this? Fade to Black.
Fade to Black.
Fade to Black. Sorry, I'm a fucking idiot. But anyways, I can't even pronounce
These
that.
are all our homeboys on Discord, bro.
Lovita.
We
Anyways,
these cats.
dude, there's tons of guys in here. I mean, for how small our show is, dude, we got a lot of guys in here. We don't have to always agree. We don't.
You got to meet Raider Earn, bro. Raider Earn would love to meet you. He's right there, West Side Media.
Hey, that debate won't last.
Like,
hey, that
dude,
debate won't.
This world takes all kinds of minds to make the world go round, and we don't all have to agree all the time, man. We get this shit figured out, man. At the end, like, we just love the Raiders. That's it, man. I'm passionate. Real. I'm not the best Raider fan. I'll be the first to admit I'm not the best Raider fan. But I love this team, dude. Like, do you guys know how bad this team hurt me, dude, when the Tuck fucking rule happened, man? Like, and when John Gruden was let go, dude, like, dude, I could tell you stories, like, how fucking, like, for months I was pissed off, man. And that my motivation is because, like, we're better than this. We are better than this. And Raider Nation is better than this. We deserve better. We do. This team is more talented than just this. Whether it's Derek Carr, Josh McDaniels, I will say, not all this is on Derek Carr. I agree. It's not all on Derek Carr. I've looked at the other aspects, the other scenarios, but there is a but. We're not paying these other guys $35, $40 million a year. We're not. That's top dog money, man. That is. Are other QBs going to make more down the road? Yeah, they are. But we got to have us as Raider Nation, in my opinion, and as okay, I can't speak for other people. For me, my fandom has to be at a point where we are raising our expectations to another level. Because last time I checked, I don't see any commitment to mediocrity fucking logos up in front of the Raiders Stadium or the Raiders, training facility. It's commitment to excellence. And to be excellent, you got to have high standards. My standards are high. Now, should I lower those standards because it's commitment to mediocrity and a new offensive coach and coordinator? I've been doing that for so fucking long, dude. It's ridiculous. I'm not doing that. I'm not lowering my standards. Commitment to mediocrity for X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D. I'm personally not. Other people can, and maybe there is actual facts for what a lot of people are saying. But at the same time, like, it's just win, baby. I don't care what it takes, dude. Like, we won a lot of games by the hairs of our chinny chin last year. Maybe luck. Maybe it was Carr stepping up to the plate, going down the sideline. Let's go. Fuck. I'm like, I've wanted that for like 8 years. Just Carr to go up and down the sideline and get people motivated, right? Like, just to see that is crazy to me, you know? But it shouldn't take that, right? Where's that guy in the Cardinals game? Where's that guy in the Chargers game? Where's that guy in the Titans game? I want that fucking guy. Because I'll tell you guys all right now. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I've been to games. I've been to games against the Donkeys. I hate the Broncos. I've been to games where I've seen Carr have a chance to come back and win the game, and him sitting on the bench feeling sorry for himself and not getting the team motivated, not warming up his arm, and not being prepared to take us to a victory. And I got a problem with that. I do. Because I've seen the best quarterbacks in the NFL, the Tom Brady's, the Peyton Mannings, the guys I fucking hate. I've seen them on the sideline getting their team motivated and get with the offensive coordinator and digging in the playbook and figuring out what to do for the next series of plays to win the game. And it shouldn't be like we have to beg him to do this. Dude, especially we're paying him $35-40 million a year. He should have it in him to not have to have somebody fucking die for him to step up to the plate. Or Henry Ruggs getting thrown into prison. Or Damon Arnett with this fucking gun-popping fucking dumbass shit. I mean, we could have got Jalen Hurts instead of Damon Arnett. You guys realize that? We could have got Jalen Hurts as a backup QB instead of Damon Arnett. Jalen Hurts went second round, 17th overall. We easily could have got Jalen Hurts and seen what the fuck. You know why I like Jalen Hurts and nobody else did? Because he's got balls. That motherfucker has balls to steal. I don't even care how he throws the ball. He's ready to step up to the plate and lead a team because he's got something inside him. Go ahead, Raider Critique, and then Ray, and then Bobby, and we'll get close to wrapping up.
Man, we've missed a shit ton on draft picks.
You're right.
No,
but hey, but to the flip side, okay, I'm going to interrupt. To the flip side, we've hit on some fucking guys that nobody's seen.
Right.
This team was created tough in the image of John Gruden.
But what
Let's
about
get that
dudes
straight.
like Eddie
The team
Vander
that did
does?
good last year was John Gruden's fucking team. Whether it was some shitty Cleveland Farrell guys getting picked or whatever, it doesn't matter. The tenacity and the dogfight in this team was created by John Gruden. Whether we like it or not, whether people agree with John Gruden or not, his play calling, it doesn't fucking matter. That drive and that gumption in this team was created from Chucky. And that Chucky was created from the last 2 minutes of games getting our ass kicked. That's what created John Gruden and Chucky. Go ahead, Critique.
Hey, we sucked at drafting, so we pretty much have done and over-excelled as far as I'm concerned with all the missed draft picks, all the first-round picks that we've blown, all the first-round picks we gave away. You know what I mean? Chucky and Mayock got lucky on Renfro and Crosby.
Oh,
all right.
Well, hold on, dude. I love you, critique, but you think they really got lucky?
I mean, maybe Mayock had a hand in it, but without
Okay,
Mayock, we don't get those picks. All right, Chucky wouldn't have made those picks. You know
You're
what
right.
I'm saying?
It was probably Mayock, not Gruden. I agree.
Chucky's over there fucking beating the table for dudes like Josh Jacobs. He wanted Josh Jacobs real bad. You know, and yes,
Henry Ruggs.
He hit on that one.
Who would have picked Henry Ruggs?
Look,
I mean, you had Jerry Jeudy, and then you had
okay,
CeeDee Lamb.
I'm going to stick up for Henry Ruggs. That was just a misfortune that never should have fucking happened. The dude is an absolute baller of a fucking football player. He was a hell of a goddamn person, and I really feel sorry for the kid. You know what I mean?
I
mean, let's be real about it. He just got in a bad situation. It's not that he was a bad draft pick. You know what I mean? We actually hit on him. He just, it wasn't CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb hasn't gotten in trouble. You know, that is a 1 in a million fucking shot.
But I'm just saying,
had
that shit not happened, Ruggs would have turned out, right? But everybody else had Jerry Jeudy, I including, and had CeeDee Lamb, and Ruggs ended up being...
I had CeeDee Lamb too.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. For all we know, Henry Ruggs is at the golf fucking whatever the fuck it's called, and Next thing we know, someone's calling him and like his coach out, John Gruden, for being racist. Henry Ruggs getting drunk, leaves pissed off and going fucking fast because he's so pissed off because someone at the golf place was calling him out. We don't know. Someone can't prove if my take or my opinion of there's more to the story to that. Someone can't prove if I'm wrong, and someone can't prove if I'm fucking right. But the reality is there's something more to the Henry Ruggs story that we won't know for probably a long time. But the reality is the fucked up shit that happened with John Gruden could have affected Henry Ruggs and how that shit went down. Because shit rolls downhill, and that was a ripple effect. People just don't want to talk about it because they want to move on and be positive and all this shit. But people don't want to call a spade a spade. And it's fucked up, man. Henry Ruggs got a bad shake. He shouldn't be going 150 whatever miles an hour as it was, 156 or whatever. But at the same time, what would you do if you were in his shoes and someone's calling you out, calling your coach racist and shit? I mean, you're a young cat with all this money. Fuck, man. But there's nobody that had Henry Ruggs as number 1 overall and the wide receiver on the draft board for a wide receiver to go off the table, right? It was all Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, right? So, I don't know. Critique, you there?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Sorry,
right, sorry, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just saying that like, it's not that they necessarily missed. Unfortunate circumstances happen, and it's fucked. You know. But Henry Ruggs was like
right
not the first
so
year.
Even to make the playoffs last year was absolutely astounding. Like we thought that once the Gruden situation happened, we were done. All right. That's why the expectations were so high on this team, because we went to the playoffs with we were 10-7, right? So, and we did that under Carr's leadership because Carr was the one who had to step up to be a leader. Now, you've been preaching all night long about how Carr needs to be a leader. Carr's got to lead he's got to lead the team. He does that. All right. He's not doing it as maybe what you would say as a leader right now, but that's because he has a new coach who's trying to prove himself also. You know what I mean? He's got to lead this team because he's also, on the line. This is his second stint as a head coach. First stint did not go all that damn well. You know what I'm saying? So leadership's got to go across the board. Yeah. Not only do the captains got to have leadership, but
Ruggs
every single one of those motherfucking coaches have got to have leadership too.
Hey, Ruggs proved, worst take ever, that speed kills. That's fucked up, man. Anybody else think of that? I mean, like, I couldn't say it, dude, at first, but like, it's not fun. I mean, like, it's kind of funny, but it's not funny, dude. That like, our saying the speed kills, and the fucking guy that could have like taken us over the fucking top, man. Like, fuck, it pisses me off. Like, dude, he had so much talent. It's sad, dude. It is. It's fucking sad. I mean, we were 3-0, man. We haven't talked about it. We just moved on. Everybody moved on. Everybody's positive. But fuck, man, that guy has some talent, dude. And it got thrown away over one bad night. Who knows what happened at the golf place? I mean, but there's something more to the story than we know right now, and we may never actually know, But the reality is that was a draft pick that could have potentially turned out. So that's where I'm getting at. You're right. Gruden missed on a lot of picks.
Right. So
he wanted some fucking garbage players, but nobody wanted Henry Ruggs. But had that shit not happened, Henry Ruggs might have fucking actually worked out and been a great pick.
Point, though. We've
hit on some later picks that have been really good. Who had Diablo, our linebacker? I mean, I know he's not done great this year.
We've had 3 different regimes come in here to try to revamp this whole franchise.
And it's been a rebuild every fucking time, right?
Exactly.
So how's this time not any different for a rebuild?
Well, every single time when it comes down to it is everybody's got their own aspects when they come in as a coach on how they want this to look. They've all missed on draft picks, kind of messing it up for the next guy coming through. You see what I mean? So we've basically been dealt this whole shit sandwich of a bunch of players that can actually be half-ass decent, but they haven't had the right coaching since they've been in the NFL. They keep getting their fucking coordinators switched. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's got a different idea on how they run their shit. So if there's
Okay,
no
okay. So how much time
consistency-
we gonna give Carr? I'm gonna put you back on my original question.
I don't think we're ever gonna give Carr enough time for the simple fact that we keep changing the coaching regime.
Okay,
Now, as much as I'm not
it
liking,
took 3 years for Gruden, right? You're talking
I'm
about
not-
year 3 where we started 3-0. So how
I'm
much
pissed
time are we
off
gonna give Carr with McDaniels?
Well, I'm pissed off at the coaching regime too. You know what I mean? Because these guys were supposed to have it together. They came from a team that was a winning franchise for upon decades. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, our expectations were high. So they're falling apart. We're all pointing the finger at everybody that we possibly can because none of us can fathom why in the hell that we would go off and get a winning regime with a fucking star-studded roster and be 0-3, losing to the fucking Cardinals without DeAndre Hopkins and losing to the Titans to Ryan Tannehill for the 5th straight fucking time in franchise history. That shit is unacceptable. It's got to go across the board. It does.
I agree. You win as a team, you lose as a team. All right, let's get into Ray. We got to get the show wrapped up, so make it quick, dude.
Okay, so I heard this on 3 different channels. I actually Googled it for every year. Carr has led the league in game-winning drives since he entered the league, not counting 2022, but since he entered the league in 2014 to 2021. You asked me why I came on here. I don't think it's Carr. Carr has his mistakes, but I think Carr's being held back by the system that we're running. That's my honest opinion.
All right. Well,
that's why I came on.
I mean, all I care about is wins. So, like, I don't know.
Me too.
Anyways, all right. Let's get into let's close this out. Let's get into some positive shit. So, I'll go first, and then you guys go. I'm going to give my MVPs to 2 different categories. One, the Raiders.com and the Raider videos and their editing and who they're having on the whole program. I think the Raiders content they're putting out is on point with James Jones and Eric Allen, Marcel Reese, and then that chick that used to be on NFL Network. Can't remember her name right now. But I think they've done a really good job. Something that we've needed for a long time. It's like our own little NFL network on Raiders.com. So that's my MVPs. Like, we're about a quarter way through the season. So I'm gonna tip my hat to the Raiders and what they're putting out for us as fans. I do think they're building something special. The other thing I'm gonna give my MVPs for in the positive is the Raiders radio shows and your boy Q with Locked On Raiders, but he does the Raider show as well as JT the Brick. I think it's like, to me, it's like, about time the Raiders and the Raider fans have had our own radio show where they talk Raiders. And not just my takes and stuff, but like analytical, kind of thinking. Because back in the day with Oakland, they had I don't remember the station, Wasabi, Bobby probably knows it, but The Game, and it was just like a Raiders bash fest, and I thought it was poisonous to the team. And I know I'm fired up, and I'm upset because we're 3-0, man. Like, who would have thought we'd be 3-0? This team, I think, is better than what our record shows. But at the end of it,
0-3.
You are, yeah, whatever. We should be 3-0, but you are what your record says that you are, right? And our record says what we are. So at the end of it, the facts and the excuses, they hurt, but it is what it is. As much as I hate to say that, and I hate that saying, but we are what our record says we are. And until we prove otherwise, there ain't nothing we can say about it. But I will say this. I've seen teams like the Steelers. I think they were like 1-3 a few years ago, or 1-4. As much as I hate the Steelers, dude, they ended up making the playoffs that year. And like that first part of the season, I was like, dude, they're done. 1-4, they're completely squashed, right? And even the Raiders, some people could have said that about us last year, about midway through the season. So, I will say we have seen teams, even the Patriots, we've seen them just do terrible at the beginning of the season. And all of a sudden, how did they make the playoffs? We're like, what the fuck is going on? So I will say, we've seen teams that weren't very good at the beginning of the season, but it's how you finish. Okay. So I hope they get these kinks and these quirks worked out, whether it's to the quarterback or whatever. But my MVPs are the quality content coming out through the Raiders, because I feel like we as a fan base, because this is what motivated me. We didn't have a Raider radio channel back in the day, but this is what motivated me to start this Raider channel that we have, even small, but with Raider Critique, Raider Dave, was because of that hate and that there wasn't anybody stepping up to the plate to do it. But JT the Brick and your boy Q, who's Q has been on this channel, dude, they're fucking killing it and they're doing a good job. So I want to tip my hat to those guys. And, I appreciate that, because me as a fan, like, we need that as a Raider Nation, dude. We've needed that for a long time. Somebody that's not Raiders and Niners and they're just hating on the Raiders most of the time, but somebody that's dedicated to the Raiders and given like analytical thinking, not pro car or anti car, but the whole nine. I don't always listen to it, but like, I know what they're doing and I appreciate it as a fan. So that's my MVPs. But Bobby Wasabi, man, close it out. Anything you want to say, whatever. Anything we talked about, and if you have any MVPs or forward looking at the season or any of that, man.
I definitely want to give an MVP, man. I want to give a MVP to Jason Horowitz, the new broadcaster, man, that we have, who took over for Muffburger, man, because that guy was just terrible, man. You could definitely tell he was a golf announcer, man. So this new dude, he's definitely doing it up, because I had to be out and about before, and all I had was a radio, man. And they definitely painted a good picture, and obviously, you got Link up there, so Lincoln Kennedy is always fucking killing it, man. So yeah. I definitely want to give big props to that, man, and I want to thank you guys for inviting me on as well, man. I've never collabed with any of y'all before, man. So it's cool, man. And most importantly, it's about listening to those different points of view. It doesn't mean that that's what you're gonna go ahead and start following and flip your opinion and all that. But it does go to show you that there are different people out there, man. And we all got our deal, but in the end, we all bleed silver and black, man. So I just want to say thank you, for bringing me on. It's pretty crazy, man. I didn't know what to expect, so I was like, "Cool, let's do this, man." And yeah, man, it's cool, man. And SC, bro, Eric, I'm definitely gonna be checking out your stuff too, bro.
I appreciate that.
Thanks for coming on, Bobby, man. And I don't know when you and Pillaging are gonna link up. I know they got some stuff going on, but Pillaging podcast, Kenny Che, huge motivation, to me as a Raider fan, and you guys kill it, bro. You guys do, man. You guys do a great job. So just want to say thank you for that, and you guys keep it real, like and that's something why I've always been a dedicated pillager. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying I always agreed with pillaging, or whatever, but like, I'm not perfect, I ain't trying to take the sideshow route either. But I'm just saying, like, dude, like, I still respect you guys a lot. You know what I mean? It takes all kinds of people to make the world go round, whether we agree or disagree. But like, you know what? In the end, it's like you said, man, we all bleed silver and black. Raider Critique, man, what you got, brother?
Nothing. We need to just fucking win. I ain't giving no MVPs to nobody. I ain't giving no MVPs until I can see W's in the column. Until then, we're just a massive dumpster fire that's looking to be put out. Sorry, I'm not going to be optimistic until I start seeing some wins. I'm holding every single one of these assholes accountable.
Cool. Love it.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, appreciate you, Raider Critique, man. I'm glad we didn't agree. A lot of times me and Critique agree, believe it or not. Like, we're like, we can almost finish these other sentences. So it's actually nice to have a show. It's been a minute since we've done a show, but it's nice that like me and Critique, like, that's my brother. If you guys don't know, like, man, I got a cell phone number. I hit him up. We'll be chatting it up and shit. Like, so, like, Critique, keep up the good work, man. Appreciate you. SC Raider, man. Eric, dude, what you got, man? MVPs of the season. What are you thinking about moving forward? And, just your final takes on everything, bro.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you and Critique for having me on, man. I greatly appreciate that. You already know, man. I collabed with the Critique before, man, and I can't wait to keep collabing with him. And Bobby Wasabi, it's good talking to you and Hardcore, man. Good to meet you on the first time, man. It was good chopping it up. But I think there for me personally, my opinion, I think there's one true MVP, and it's multiple millions, maybe billions, whatever you want to say, of MVPs, and that goes to the Raider Nation. The Raider
Yeah.
Nation in general. Us,
Love it.
them. In general, we've been through hell and back the last 2 decades. I know for me, all of my lifetime, I hardly even seen winning seasons. I went through 4-12s, three. You could count
Yeah.
on. Going through coaches left and right,
Oh,
going
and
through
10.
quarterbacks, Jason Campbell, Carson Palmer, and all that. Going through all those days, and that's where I grew up and stuff like that. But overall, I think us as a nation really deserves a lot of credit for not only everybody in the chat supporting all of us. I know for me, it means a lot for everybody to support me because it makes me feel like I have a voice, right? But at the end of the day, we all have voices, whether you're in the chat or on Instagram or whatever you're at. I want to give MVPs to the Raider Nation because at the end of the day, we're sticking true to the silver and black, and those people that want to jump ship, let them jump ship. They were never part of the silver black in the first place at the end of the day. So if you want to jump ship, go jump ship. You want to go jump ship to a winning team right now because they're 3-0, go ahead, by all means. I don't care. It's still week 3. We still got a long season ahead of us. And like I said, Raider Nation, salute to you guys, man, and salute to everybody in the panel, and salute to everybody that's a part of the Raider Nation, man. You guys keep doing your thing, man. We out here repping no matter what, man. You already know.
Hell yeah. Well,
Hey,
I'll
you
just
know
end it
what?
with this. Oh, go ahead, Bobby.
Hold on. Let
Yeah.
me say one thing, man. Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
obviously where I work at, there's not a lot of Raider fans, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I always tell the people there, when they like to talk shit, I'll be like, you know what? I always take off my clothes and put it in the wash, make sure they get clean. And the one thing about those colors, they never fucking run. So
Yeah.
just keep that in mind.
Damn right.
Hey, Bobby, you never shared the story. Hey, you want some positivity on here? You want to share the story about the horse and the the pillage? I'm still waiting to hear it, man. I think everybody needs a light in the mood a little bit. You want to tell it or what?
That's just a legend, bro. That's a legend.
Dude, you're a legend, man.
Nah. That's just a legend that us country folk like to speak, because I'm a country mouse, bro. I ain't a city mouse like you folk.
All right.
Hey,
Maybe
Ray had
another
some
time.
real good
I'll
takes
try
too.
another time, man.
Ray, thanks for coming on, man. It was really badass to have you. And SC, man, thank you. For real. If you have not subscribed to the SC experience right here on YouTube, you have no idea what you're missing. This is our future right here. And to have a level mind like he's got, it brings positivity into my head that this franchise, that this fan base will live on with the loyalty, integrity, and self-respect that they should have for themselves. Because when you put on this shield, it's a lot more than just silver and black. It's a way of life.
Hell yeah. And Bobby Wasabi, I know you got your own Twitter and all that, but he's linked up with Pillaging Podcast, and they do a great job when they do shows. And Pillaging Podcast, they don't hold punches, man. They keep it real. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. So if you haven't checked out Pillaging Podcast, looking up on YouTube, like I said from the beginning, this channel was created to bring Raider minds together, especially content creators and everybody. It's like bringing a bunch of alphas together and seeing if how it works out in the end. So if you want that Devonte Adams jersey, subscribe, leave a comment, preferably not in the live chat, but leave a comment. Just in the regular comments on YouTube, even if it's F you, hardcore Raider, I'm cool with that. I don't give a shit. You can be you, I'll be me, and I'll put your ass in and win a fucking Devonte Adams jersey and send it to you. So we're gonna do that giveaway here soon. And it's just because a couple years ago when we were doing videos, videos solid every week. I told everybody at 500 subs we were gonna do a giveaway. And I just never had a chance to get around to it. I've been working a lot, but we're still going to do it, and that's going to be the giveaway for everybody. So whether you're live on this or you watch this after the fact, make sure you do that because I want you to have a chance to win that jersey. All right? All right. You guys got anything else to say?
Hell, let's go around the table, man. SC, where can we find you, bro?
Yeah, you can find me at the SC Experience, man. S.C Experience, just like that. you'll see this shield right here, right there, as you see on the screen right there. And yeah, that's where you can find me. I do lives a lot, probably like anywhere from 2 to 4 times a week. And hey, we got a long season ahead of us. Let's get this dub this week though. I'm taking it week by week. So hey, let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Bobby, man, do you have any social media that you would like to promote?
I do got the Twitter sphere as well. It's the Bobby Wasabi 4080, and that's where you'll be able to find me, that handle. And of course, I want to give a shout out to the brothers out there as well, to Kenny Stapler, to Chet, to Kane, Pillaging Podcasts as well, man. And I forget the handles all the time. I'm always drinking and I've been smoking, so so yeah, for sure. But you know me, just check them out for sure.
Yeah, Pillaging Podcast is dope for sure, man. I'm hoping you guys do a show soon, man. I miss Pillaging Podcast. Hey, a Raider game we done, Pillaging Podcast would come on like right after the game, and that was like fucking Raiders therapy, dude. Like, you know what I mean? So you guys done a great job over the years, and keep grinding, man. If you guys haven't checked out Pillaging Podcast, check them out, please, because there's some old school cats from right there in the Bay Area, man. They keep it real. So, appreciate you, Bobby. We'll hit you up again sometime down the road. And then for anybody still here, we're going to have some other guests. Like what we're hoping to do is like the Violator, Sanjit, Captain Jack, and some other cats as well. Possibly RJ from Modern Windbags. So we'll see what happens. We're always trying to expand, get a bunch of different cats in here and mix it up, and we'll see how it goes. Nobody's ever going to agree on everything, and that's what makes us, in my opinion, unique. We were doing this shit 4 or 5 years ago before Zoom even started. Look at our shows. We took a break for a while, but like straight up, So, and then even what was the name that came in here? Was it Reyes or something, or Ray?
Yeah,
I appreciate that, brother.
Ray,
Ray
appreciate
Bosby.
you, man. I told you, Ray. Or if someone else wants to come on here too, I try to pre-screen some people, but raider.hardcore@gmail.com. Hit me up and we'll see what we can work out down the road. We're an open book. We ain't nobody here on here too proud to bring on someone else. There's some other cats that came on here back in the day, and they're a little up there on the whatever ego. But we're always going to keep it real on here, and that's why this channel was created. That's why we don't make money on this shit. Guess what? You can't cancel culture me because I ain't making money on it, and anybody can say whatever the fuck they want. So fucking cancel culture that and suck it.
Hey, real talk though, Gabriel. Bro, Watts was supposed to be here, man. He's been having issues with his internet, so he's not going to be in on this show.
Yeah.
He's going to be in on next show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So really, like we hit him up. Like we all mingle pretty much like weekly, man, over the phone. We all talk. So it's like
Murph from Raiders Fan Radio. Yeah, we're going to do another show. We're going to try to do like an all-star show. And Bobby, I'll hit you up, try to bring you back on.
Hell yeah.
With some other cool cats, man. And, I talked a lot tonight, but usually I try to do my best to bring the best out of the team. But I'm fired up, man. Ain't no way I thought we were going to be 0-3. It sucks, dude.
0-3 is gonna fire anybody up, bro.
Yeah, dude. So I'm passionate, dude, and like I'm fired up, man. I hope. I'm not saying Derek Carr will ever see this video. He probably won't, but like I want this team to win. Like really, really bad. I've wanted them to win for the last 10, 15, 20 years, man. Ever since the Tuck game, and it's been tough, But at the end of it, I think we have some things in place that can be positive for this team. But some certain people got to step up to the plate, And I've said my piece, so I ain't gonna repeat it. But we'll see how the cookie crumbles. See if we can get one of these together here in a couple weeks or something, But I appreciate you guys for coming on, and let's go Raiders, man.
let's do it, baby. We can win this.
All right, we're gonna end it with an outro video, and then you guys want to hang tight, and then I'll talk to you here in a minute.
Look, happy holidays, Raider Nation nationwide. Let's go. Get some. Raider!
Yeah,
I
you